Episode 696 of the WCB Podcast. Thank you for being here. And guess what? Next Saturday, we will be in Winchester, Ohio at the Whitetail Social with Blackgate trail cameras. And get your tickets, or I think you can get your tickets at the door. Cody Christian's playing. We're doing a live pod, I believe, if everything works out. Cold beer, gear giveaways, and good people. What else could you ask for? Bring some antlers. Let's talk. Bring some sheds. Bring some skull plates. Let's high five and have a good time. We'll see you there. Whitetail Social, Winchester, Ohio. Link in the episode description. Come on out. Party with us. Hang out with Cody Christian. Country music sensation. It's a good time. The podcast is brought to you by Grizzly Coolers, and we got a lot of Grizzly Cooler giveaways coming up at the Whitetail Social and at a trade show near you. NWTF and Iowa are the next upcoming ones, so we'll see you out there. But the podcast is brought to you by these amazing partners. I'm going to rip through these for you this morning if you're listening on your way to work. Big Tine, Huntworth, Old Barn Taxidermy, Trophyline saddle kits and mobile hunting gear, Blackgate trail cameras, Black Ovis for all your hunting gear needs, Novix Treestands for quality American-made, safe product tree stands. Strap yourself to a tree 20 foot up with something you can rely on. No Chinese-made bullshit. Mountain Ops, code WCB saves you 20% and donates 5 meals to conquer hunger. Help some hunger out there, would you? DeerCast, our choice and whitetail mapping tools, predictive movements, and just all around the app to be on. Leupold Optics and rangefinders, performance eyewear, Aluma Trailers, all aluminum, welded construction, alumaklm.com. Victory Arrows, I'm rocking Rip TKOs this year again. Dialed Archery, the proof. That thing's a bad bitch. Really loving that. Code Working Class gets you free shipping. Rogue Ridge e-bikes. I've somehow managed to not break my shoulders on my bike, and I'm hard on that damn thing. In my opinion, some of the most reliable e-bikes on the market right now in the scene in the e-bike game. And Rack Hub. You can use code WCB. Save yourself some coin at Rack Hub. Get yourself on some shed antler mounting options. Help your deadheads look like they're not deadheads. Impress your lady with a nice classy display of antlers in the living room. And if she's real cool, in the bedroom. And if she's that cool, maybe you should get her something nice. Take her out to dinner. Treat her right. You know what to do. Enjoy this episode 696. Zach Jacoby is on. We're talking TikTok and what has changed in the game. Zach's a good hunter. We appreciate him coming out again. And we hope you enjoy it. We did it for you, okay? See you on the next one.
I'm Chase Rolfson with Rubline Marketing.
This is Jeff Lindsay.
This is Michael Pitt.
Hey everybody, it's John Dudley from Knock on TV.
Hey guys, this is Jared Scheffler from Whitetail Adrenaline.
Hi, I'm Taylor Drury from Drury Outdoors.
Hey, this is Nick Munt from Bone Collector.
Hey, this is Melissa Bachman.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter. Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
You're listening to the Working Class Bow Hunter. That's right, this is a podcast for Billy Joe Lunchbucket, the working man, just like me and you. My name's Travis T-Bone Turner from the Bone Collector. Thank you for tuning in.
Nobody pushes the envelope like Working Class Bow Hunter.
It's really, really not that good.
Those people on that pod, those hosts are a little unhinged.
Working Class. Working Class.
Working Class Bow Hunter.
Episode 696 of the WCB pod. Kurt Geyer is speaking and looking over at my, you don't look like Eric.
I'm not Eric.
Oh, that's why.
I'm way fucking cooler.
Well, who the fuck are you?
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan who?
Batman.
Jepson.
Batman?
Batman.
Lee Herr's in here.
Hello.
Cult leader himself.
What's up?
Have you been avoiding school zones lately?
Oh my
Lee?
God.
Or what's the update?
Stay away from my house.
Jordan is
Creed.
the school zone. Young boy over here.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, how you doing, Lee?
I'm good.
How you hanging in there, buddy?
I'm good.
WCB listeners are hard on you for no reason.
Yeah, it is what it is.
You talk, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's it. I appreciate it, personally.
I know you do.
We're on a podcast. You just talk.
Yeah, you fuck that guy. Quit doing what you're supposed to.
Strange concept, right? Strange concept.
Scotty's been glued to the WCB family lately, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy.
You too. You guys as well. See you, everybody. It's nice.
It is nice.
You're looking ravishing, Scotty.
Good for
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're looking more soulless than you've ever have.
Deep state of depression, bud.
Hey, I'm with you, brother. Cheers. This segment of Deep State of Sadness is brought to you by Grizzly and Grizzly Drinkware especially. Zach Jacoby's in the house.
I'm here.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
First off, you've done one episode with us, and I heard you on a couple of TikTok lives because that's where you're a big deal on TikTok.
Most hated hunter.
You said that that's how we titled the first episode, TikTok's Most Hated Hunter, which is quite hilarious because I hate every hunter on TikTok, if you know the truth. That's not true either. That's just a joke. We'll get into that. You said you wish you would have done a little different from the first one.
Yeah, I think I was just a little unprepared.
Yeah, it's hard to prepare for us.
Yeah. I mean, I've been listening forever, so it's just like, I don't know. I felt like it was going to go a little bit different. I just talked about TikTok too much, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's kind of the premise.
Yeah.
Well, it was a necessary footing, so then we don't have to hit it as hard on the rest of the shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but I will say, Zach, you are a really good fucking hunter, and I don't feel like we gave you your flowers on the first one. I felt like we kind of were like, obviously we had to ask you questions about TikTok, and we're honest, and maybe it came off a little passive aggressive, and that wasn't the intent. But you're a good dude. You've been a supporter of WCB. And you are a good fucking hunter, so I want to give you your credit right off the rip.
I appreciate it.
You're a killer, straight up. You're a killer. Probably the only killer on TikTok, right?
I don't know. That might be a bold statement. But.
See, here I am already trying to stir shit up with Zach and his. It's like, man, I'm a killer too. He didn't say anything. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Zach didn't bring you up, dude, so I didn't know. See what I'm doing? I'll probably do that a little bit throughout this episode. But right. I wanted to give you that right off the rip.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Because you are. I mean, you've killed a lot of giant whitetails. You've killed elk on public 3 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
It's impressive.
Back to back. So
cool. Killer's kill, dude.
Yeah, trying.
What's been new, dude? Update us. Whitetail Hustler.
A lot, yeah. Whitetail Hustler. Last year and a half, a lot's changed. Right. Whitetail Hustler started not too long after the first episode. It's just kind of like Whitetail Hustler is just like my brand. So back in 2021, I had a buddy move down from Wisconsin, and we were like, oh, let's start filming. Let's like make this brand, and I like mocked up something. It was called the Whitetail Hustle.
Mm-hmm. The Whitetail Hustle.
The Whitetail Hustle. And then we didn't like really go very far with it. And then when TikTok kind of blew up and I was ready to do some more stuff, like people were asking like, oh, hey, can I get a hat? Can I get t-shirts and stuff? I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. Mm-hmm. So I did the LLC, did all that. And I was going to stick with the Whitetail Hustle. We were trying to figure out like a logo. And I sent a gal that was going to do the logo for me, just kind of like an idea. And she's like, I can't really get this to fit well. So I was like, all right, let me sit on it. Let me think a little bit and try to figure up something. And I was like, I've always kind of wanted a logo that incorporates a deer antler as like the W for a whitetail. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let's do that. And then let's drop hustle and make it Whitetail Hustler. Mm-hmm. And she came back with the logo and I was like, I'm sold. That's it right there. So
dope. Cool. I like it. I feel like people have been rocking it, especially, I mean, TikTok's your niche. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we have to talk about TikTok because that's part of your brand, mm-hmm. right? So it's cool. So congrats.
Yeah, thank you. It's a work in progress. There's you guys know more than anybody that there's so many avenues you can go down with it. And I'm just in the beginning of it. So
it's just consistency and persistence, man.
Yep.
And you're doing that. So
yep.
That's cool. Well, welcome back. I'm just going to get you going right away so you can take a drink of this Kill Bottle whiskey. You brought your own bottle of Kill Bottle whiskey, which is a first.
I did
for us. So
I brought 2 bottles of Kill Bottle.
Thank you.
One was like, I'm going to bring it to the podcast if I ever come back and enjoy it. And the other one will just be like when I get to it. So
yeah.
I'm going to try to keep it as the traditional thing, like the kill bottle, like when I get something.
But we need people to drink it before and after kills, because that's not a long-term business plan for us, because there is some good luck in it. If you're down on your luck, change your facial hair, have some Kill Bottle.
Oh, I'm down on my luck.
Damn straight.
So maybe this will change it.
We'll see. I got a late season muzzleloader tag in my pocket here, which starts Monday. So
okay, let's document it.
We seen that firsthand in camp.
Oh, it worked. Shaven.
Rachel shaved her beard off.
Dude.
Drank some whiskey, and
she was an ugly woman.
Yeah.
Until she shaved, and thank God that we talked her into it, because now she's half decent. Andy's way happier of a man.
Get the pop.
Oh.
That was a good
Did you, hold on. Did you hear that? Kill.
Oh, I heard it. I heard that.
Yeah. Rewind that, Jordan.
Sounds like the pop when you hit him in the lungs.
Oh, diaphragm pop, baby. Damn it. Did you not only pour a little bit? Hey,
I hope you like it.
I'll drink anything.
It'll let that melt a little bit.
No, I'm a recreational whiskey drinker.
Talk about how we fancied you up first before you drink.
So, got here and I was like, oh, I got kill bottled. And Kurt's like, I'm kill bottled out. But he's like, I'm going to hook you up. So I got a Leupold whiskey glass here that's got a mountain in Oregon.
I can't remember which one, but it's like the base of the glass is...
Yeah, like the inside of the glass is like
Yeah.
protruded through the bottom and it makes a mountain. And
It's
then
the topography of the mountain.
you got ice balls that also have the shape, so it sits on top of the mountain. It's just
Leupold,
cool.
dude. So we worked with Leupold for several years, and they do Christmas gifts for their partners. And every year, it's like the coolest shit. And that was one of their gifts. And it came with a can of like Leupold branded old fashioned mix.
Oh, cool.
And it came with that glass, and then the whiskey balls, I think, was the same year.
That beer's pretty good.
Yeah, they sent us this year the beer, seasoning, a burger press with Leupold in the cast of
That's
the burger
badass.
press. It's really cool. So, yeah, man, take a sip. Let's see. You never had it, right?
Never had it.
Okay.
Recreational user. Let's hear.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, thank you.
That's really good.
It's terrible.
That's really good.
Just for saying that, Jordan, we're going to make you drink a whole bottle.
Yeah.
I didn't say it's terrible.
No, you die.
You did. You just did.
Yep. You like it?
I really do.
It's a good product, man.
Yeah.
Ledger Rock, which I've always been putting 2 hours in Ledger Rock. It's Ledger Rock.
Oh, is it really?
Jordan, wait till you go
Yeah,
through some
lead
life
rock.
issues and smoke a couple cigarettes. You'll enjoy whiskey.
It's time to grow up, Jordan.
I said I like it. I haven't had it here, though. I've only had it with
Jordan.
Kevin.
Get on it.
No, I got to drive home.
Take a little snort.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Nope.
Okay, well, we can't pressure the kid. Anyway, so Zach, you did a video on the talks, and you basically were like, "Hey, I'm going on WCB. Throw shit at us."
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do we start off the rip with this and get into it, or do we? Maybe we talk about it. What do you think, Lee?
I think you do a little bit of it, then go into some of his season stuff, and then finish with that out the back end.
Trickle it in.
Just me. Yeah.
Sprinkle it in.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Just a little sprinkle.
Let's start with a couple talk questions or comments. Or I looked through some of it. I tried to come back a few times and look, and I think some of it was just like people throwing out stuff they just wanted to hear us talk about, and then we'll just go with the flow.
There's some shit in there, that's for sure.
Well, I'm gonna lean on you because there's a lot I don't know about certain people on TikTok and shit like that, which is probably a good thing.
Yeah. There's nothing crazy that's like gonna get us in trouble or anything. So
Okay.
Everything's fair game in there.
Well, right off the rip, are they in order, or is it? Do I start at the top or the bottom?
I don't think they're in order. I think we just scroll down through them here.
Okay. Jake asks. Okay, so I'm assuming there's a joke in here. Have you considered becoming a bow tech at Bass Pro? And there's a lot of people laughing at this.
Yeah, there's definitely a joke in there.
Haters that are bow techs at Bass Pro, is that what it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a hater?
haters that think they're hot shit that are bow techs at Bass Pro.
Okay.
Talking shit when they have nothing to back it up. And it was just kind of a thing on the talk for a while between me and this guy. Actually, there was more people involved. You got a whole bunch of people involved in this.
So I'm going to say this.
I missed this.
Is this kind of like the Jesse thing rekindled?
Well, so Jesse and I have no bad blood between each other. So the last time we talked a little bit about Jesse and how there was a TikTok video of me shooting my trad bow every day, and then he did one, and then I did a rebuttal. So this was like before Jesse and I ever talked it out, and there's no bad blood. Like, we were in group chats with each other.
I know, I'm just being a shithead.
So Jesse is a damn good hunter. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit different. We were just butting heads because we're both hard-headed. The bow tech from Bass Pro Shops. He goes by Dr. D Loop. He's just a dumbass.
I'll say I hate that name already. But, and I don't have no skin in this game, but for the sake of this podcast, fuck that guy, dude. What a douche. I'm a bow tech at Walmart. Thanks. All right, Nimrod is throwing some fun stuff right at you right off the rip. Should thermals be legal during hunting in a stand?
What?
Like
you mean like a scanner? I think I'd assume is what he means, like a thermal scanner.
Like walking in and out at dark or something.
Well, he said in the stand. In the stand.
Oh, well, I mean, it'd be during the dark.
I don't see the advantage.
No, I don't either. It's typically light out. So
the only advantage you get from using like a thermal monocular in the stand would be like seeing where deer are at dark trying to get out of the stand.
Yeah, like entry exit would be the only advantage.
Yeah.
And that's illegal? You can't do that?
I don't really know because I don't have one and never thought about it.
I don't think there's anything legally wrong with doing that.
As long as you don't have a firearm in your possession, I don't know. That's a fun question.
Does that fall under like certain state laws with like thermal drones?
Well, it'd be state by state. Like I think in Iowa, I don't know if you still can, but like juries used to use one to recover their deer because Leupold made a monocular, a thermal monocular, and I don't know.
I'm not mad at that because the shot has already happened.
Right.
You're just trying to find it.
So technically, by most states' DNRs, like law, until you.
Sorry about that. Jesus.
Until you
do not disturb.
Until you find and tag the animal, it's still considered hunting.
Yeah. That's why you can't use drones.
Yeah,
that's why because you're still
like
hunting.
I feel like using a handheld thermal would be the same.
So if you're like trying
to
recover an animal, yes, but I think if you're just using it to like entry exit, I don't see a problem with it.
Technically, you go in a helicopter.
I'm thinking from an abuse standpoint,
looking
from shitty people. At this time, I don't have a strong opinion on it one way or another. As long as you don't have a firearm with you that I can attach.
I agree.
Yeah,
I think it'd be cool and like walking in early morning or something. You don't want to say you got to walk through a cornfield or something. You don't want to blow out a field. It'd be cool, but
this blows back into the
I don't know
how much technology do we put into hunting though. Like spend some time in the woods, know where the fuck your deer are gonna be, and
I got a thermal in the morning. I got a Garmin sight.
worry about your entry and exit more than where the deer.
For the sake of this and taking a stance, right now I'm leaning no without having not thought about it.
I agree.
I think it's just a safer place to lean.
Yeah, less technology, the better.
Just go.
Agreed. That's probably
right, Scotty. Less technology.
Just go.
Wheels
hunt.
are for cars.
Just go hunt.
Kiss my public land ass. Scotty Soul.
Suckers.
Love you, Q.
I'd skip that one.
All right, HMD podcast. We know this guy. We got to bring this up right off the rip. Don't forget going live in a tree stand.
Do we want to get into live hunting in the tree stand? I was brought up on a recent episode.
What's up with that? I was like, Zach wouldn't do that. And then you're doing it. And I'm like, well, fuck.
We literally had a conversation, and like that night after the podcast, we got on, and or right before the podcast, you were sitting live on TikTok, and Kurt was like, "What the fuck?"
So I've been, as long as I've been doing TikTok, I've been doing TikTok lives, and I don't know. There just a couple of years ago, I was like, I'll just jump on a live. I don't know. I'm bored. It's the rut. Try to pass some time a little bit. And then it just kind of stuck, and I was like, saw how many people would just like jump in and watch. There are times that I'm distracted by the comments and stuff, but I think there's a time and place, and it's all determined by the hunter, how far and how deep you want to get into it. So most of the time, like, I know when the deer are going to come out in the field. I know when deer are going to be moving.
Right.
I'm going to not pay attention to my phone. Most of the time, it's up over my shoulder, just like, people are watching me watching deer out in the field.
Right. That's a little better. I will tell you, I haven't watched a lot of them, but I watch enough of them to talk shit about it that I hate it.
Well, there are several people, like there's a lot of people on TikTok that go live while hunting, and it's like they're constantly sitting there talking. They're sitting in a box.
I'm doing it because I love it. TikTok Live's going, how much do you love it, dude? Because you're on your phone. And it's like I watch people that they're just like, thank you. Thanks for the roses.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
And you can tell they're not hunting. They're just sitting there. Like, it's like this the whole time. And to me, listen, we talked about this earlier. People who know how to kill deer and you're around people who are calculated, you can tell a difference in how they like do things. And there's just certain people, it's like you're out there just trying to get attention for the talks.
Yeah.
I would rather kill deer
than
fuck around with my phone on a mount on this and being like, trying to be a douchebag on the talks. But
I get it. There's a lot of people that enjoy it.
It's a community.
I don't sit there and watch other people hunt, but there are people like that I recognize that come into my TikTok lives and they're hanging out. Some of them are like moderators for me now because you get crazy people.
And that's fine. That's fine. But I think there is a difference. Like what you said makes sense. Like you're not going to go TikTok live when you're on like a giant and you could step out at any minute. And you're busy looking at who's sending you fucking, I don't know what kind of gifts on there, and
what does all those mean?
It's like
the gifts are just like,
is it money?
Yeah.
What's the best one?
I think it's like Leo the lion or something like that. Like a lion pops up on your screen and does a roar or something. I've never gotten it, but like
does a roar and your 160
like
hears it and runs.
Yeah. So it's like playing a slot machine that you just never win any money. You just send money into.
You're just trying to cut.
You're just gifting somebody
giving you
a couple
roses.
cents.
I'll send you
$20, right?
Yeah, it's like there's some like a Galaxy's like $5 or something like that. And like I'm not on it to like receive gifts. Like I tell people, don't send me anything.
It's just your platform.
This fucking world is not real. Everything's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
The fuck.
If you shoot a deer on TikTok Live, won't you get banned?
So I have done that 3 times this year.
Did it get banned?
Nope. So
sick. But I can't say pussy on TikTok one time. Right?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, it's like it's like I'm not worried about touching my phone, right? So I'm not like zooming in. Like I'm not trying to put any production quality into it. Like it happens so quick. I'm not shooting light and nox, so it just zips them and like the deer is just running away for all TikTok knows. But that is pretty fun shooting deer on TikTok Live. Like
it's pretty cool.
Did people get hyped up when you did?
Oh, dude, the comments go crazy. And it's for some reason the TikTok algorithm, like when a deer's coming in, like I've shot 3 does on TikTok Live. When a deer's coming in, it's like the TikTok algorithm knows and your views just go, what?
Okay, let me ask you this. How many bow hunters have actually killed deer on TikTok Live that you know about? Because half the time I watch people and I'm like, this dude sucks. And you know what I mean? It's like there could be a deer right underneath him and he couldn't figure out how to pull his bow back because he's staring at his phone the whole time.
I remember like, I know of like one other person that personally has done it.
Who is it?
I don't know his name.
Okay, don't give him a shout out then, because
I don't know his name. I saw his video. Like I'm friends with him on TikTok. Like we follow each other, and his video, like you can download your videos and repost them as posts. And he posted it, and it was like on a TikTok Live. He actually shot a buck doing it. I've only shot 3 does, so it's like not that big of a deal. Like I was out there to shoot does. Like, oh, I'm just gonna go on TikTok Live because it does help drive your algorithm for your other views or your other posts, and you get followers from it. Like it's just another avenue to kind of like market, I guess.
I get both sides. Like, don't get me wrong. There's times when I'm in the tree stand and I'm like, I know it's slow, or like if I'm on all day rut hunt, like yes, something could come at any time.
Yeah.
But like instead of TikTok living, I play blackjack or something like that. But
and that's another thing too. Like it saves me from like sitting there and scrolling TikTok or scrolling Instagram. Like my phone is occupied.
I get that. Yeah.
Like I can just quickly glance up, see what people are saying in the comments, and then get back to doing me.
But I get it. But you see the most TikTok lives you see are normally like ultra douchey and like super punchable.
Yeah.
Like you're just like
super
I hate
face
this.
punchable.
Yeah. So like I have watched out of just like
Anger.
this is just silly. Like just the point of it is silly. Whatever. I get it. All right. I see your point. Okay, Dylan, I don't know of this. Do you want to read that? I don't know of this. What do you mean?
So he's talking about Tony Washnock.
Oh, the Southern guy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's the Lee and Tiffany Lakoski neighbor or whatever, right?
Yeah. So Tony's a good dude. I like Tony. I don't know. I don't have really much controversy with Tony myself. But yeah, he has gotten into some controversy with like Don Higgins and Lee Lakoski on the old talk. But he's kind of doing it for a good reason. So he owns a couple farms here in Illinois. He's a retired lawyer. So he owns some farms, and like the money that he makes off of TikTok, he turns back around and he's helping disabled hunters and stuff do hunts. So it's like kind of a way for him to fund things. But then also at some points he has some good points. Like he owns a farm that neighbors Lee and Tiffany's farm here in Illinois. So it's like they had some banter back and forth, and I think Lee called him like a dumb lawyer or something on a podcast that he did.
I wish people would just fist fight each other again.
Yeah. Bring back whatever year that was, and that's still cool.
Quit all the bullshit over internet. Just meet up, fist fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, I'm not saying that's what this dude's doing, but just like the beef could just get resolved.
Yes.
It's like and there's all these like open, empty threats to like tarnish your reputation. It's like, I'm gonna ruin your reputation on here. It's like, all right, just fist fight me, and then it'll be over.
There you go. We'll shake hands afterwards. Like, good.
I'll be honest. I have seen that dude. I just didn't know. I just didn't know for sure if that's who Dylan was talking about in this.
Yeah, Washnock.
When I first watched some of those videos, to me, I kind of just, that's what it seemed like to me, is that dude was just trying to be a thorn in whoever he could side, and like kind of make these like open threats, like I'm gonna ruin you through socials, which sucks. But then I kind of, because I watched one video, he would pop up in my algorithm, and I don't know TikTok very well, so I'm just like on it and I scroll, and I'm kind of lost in that world because I haven't invested too much time. Like Jordan's helped me with a lot of the TikTok stuff, but some of his stuff has popped up, and he makes a lot of good points. I think the dude is funny.
Yeah. He's hilarious. He's smart. I mean, he's a retired lawyer.
Yeah, he's for sure smart.
Yeah, he's not dumb.
Yeah.
Well,
he knows what he's doing.
He threw a couple funny. I've seen him say a couple funny things that made me like audibly laugh. Like I was like, all right, that's kind of funny. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be one of them famous hunters selling flashlights on TikTok. I'm like, all right, that's pretty funny.
So so that was a dig at Jay Gregory, which
I didn't want to call Jay Gregory out.
No. Well, they've had their beef back and forth on.
But I know Jay Gregory means well.
Yeah.
Like I just.
It was about the CWD and
Oh, I don't know what their beef is. I don't know about that.
Oh, so like Jay has this stance about CWD. I don't know exactly what it is, and then Tony's like on the opposite side of that.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Jay Gregory surprisingly has like a TikTok presence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's doing pretty good with it too.
Yeah,
like,
the flashlight's supposed to be killing it for him.
Yeah,
I mean, why would you be doing it if it didn't?
I haven't got into the TikTok shop stuff.
Here's the fucking bottom line. Let's get into that. Don't sell me anything hunting related on TikTok shop. If you're buying releases and rangefinders off TikTok shop,
it gets worse.
Let me say this first, Zach. Suck my white ass. If you're buying your release for your $1,500 bow setup plus accessories, and you're buying a $7 TikTok release, that's on you.
It came
brother.
from Timo.
You want to know where it gets worse?
Yeah, please tell me.
They sell climbing sticks.
Oh yeah, you want to die? Yeah. What are they? What brand are they?
Some China bullshit.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. It's like,
and there's dudes buying them.
The most generic knockoff that you could think of.
China
sticks. Yeah.
China. Oh, I was like,
China.
You need a rangefinder? It's like selling the trail cams.
Yeah.
Are the craziest thing. It's like it's only this much for a cam. It's like this movable cam. I'm like, just go buy a motherfucking Black 8 trail cam, and you're gonna save money on the plan. Don't fucking buy that.
It's like a Ring doorbell.
It's like don't buy that. I don't know. You see the rangefinder, arguably one of the most important tools besides your bow or release that you can use in bow hunting. You're like, it's just
this bright red $7 like just bullshit.
It's like, just don't buy that.
I shit down some guy's throat on TikTok about it. He was like, I've been shooting this thing for years. And I look back, I like did research on TikTok, and it's like, it's only been on TikTok shop for like a week. And I was like, you're lying. It's false advertising.
That. And I don't mind.
that.
Sell me, if you really believe in it and you work with the brand legitimately, sell it to me. Make me the pitch. But if you're just getting shipped shit to promote on TikTok, and it's like, I just hate it. And then here's the sell on the release. This thing works just as good as my $300 release, and then they shoot and then never show the target, and they're like, see? Yeah. It's like, well, yeah, it's brand new. It's got 16 shots in it. You just use 4 of them.
It's gonna grenade on the 100th shot.
Yeah, you're throwing your cams right off the rails there. It's like, let's don't do that. Let's be a little smarter about our purchases when it matters. When it comes to killing animals, TikTok shop is fucking crazy.
Yeah, those videos annoy me. So I was like, I'm not doing TikTok shop. So
it's just the problem with TikTok, man, and it's cool that you've made like your following and your brand through TikTok, but there's so many just like grade A douchebags on the TikToks.
TikTok's very easy to get views and a following on. So it's like some of these people may not have a following, but it's very easy to put a video out that gets 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 views. It can be.
Yeah.
So it's like, you see some of that. And if you're like where you're not like super deep into like and have a community, or you have like the algorithm built for like real serious hunters, then you're going to see the bullshit slide in, slip in there.
It's basically all bullshit for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have it. I don't know.
Because you're a boomer.
I mean, I got Instagram and Facebook.
I got MySpace.
Yes.
Boutique. What's up, Mike?
Yeah,
That was a
Boutique.
chick.
You guys had, I think he did some raps for you guys, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, he does good work. The Boutique. I'll have to get him in here one of these days. Reggie Anderson. Iowa needs to go to a $1 state, and you hustle. You coming back? Interesting. $1 state.
No, it fucking doesn't.
I'll let Lee take this one.
I'm not an Iowa resident, but I am surprised you guys have party hunting.
Yeah.
That shocks me from Iowa.
Yeah.
Well, Lee and I are on opposite sides. Well, we're on the same side, but we're on opposite sides of the table on that subject, party hunting, I think.
You disagree, you agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee's good.
right?
Yeah. I mean, it depends because, like, my group, we don't shoot even relatively enough bucks to fill the buck tags. Like, I think we shot 4 bucks this year, and that's the most we've shot in, like, I don't know, 6 or 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's just the people who have the tag. You know, there's very few people in my group that just get a doe tag. You know, I'm one of them, if I'm not lying, you know. But the $1 thing, I would say I'm one of the only people who has some experience with this. This is getting into a cult ground talk. But a mana, you can only shoot $1. About 20 years ago, they changed it to where you could only shoot $1 on a mana. And our overall buck quality has just plummeted.
Oh yeah, you do have a solid point on this. I remember we brought this up on a podcast. At one point, but make your case again because I think it's a good case.
So like 20 years ago they started that, and it started out back like 20 years ago there was several 170s, 80s, and 90s killed on a mana every year, like bunches of them.
Mm-hmm.
And once that got implemented, okay, so your people start killing the 70s and 80s deer that are 5, 6, 7 years old. You no longer have the 5, 6, 7-year-olds from the year previous. I mean, yes, you have now a step up, but over time, you go from 170-inch 5-year-old to 160-inch 5-year-old to 160-inch 4-year-old, and the only bucks that are living, because you can only shoot $1, are the 120-inch piece of shits that nobody wants to use their one tag on. So over time, Amanda's genetics have gone from very, very phenomenal to now. I mean, like on my bean food plot, I bet I have 20 bucks that come there a night, and there's 2 of them that have more than 8 points. 2.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because the deer that lived are the ones that people don't want, the coal-ish type bucks. Everybody wants to shoot the 150, 60,
Where
70
a lot of them are shooting them as their first buck and then holding out for the big one for their second buck.
Right.
Which is kind of what Illinois does with $2.
And like me,
I've done that a lot. It's been my mindset for a long time. I'll shoot a good mature buck that's might be considered halfway a turd.
Yeah.
And then I'll save that second tag.
And like the number of times on a mana that I could have shot, you know, I'm not going to shoot, like in Iowa, you can't do the $2 with your bow thing. So like me, I'm not going to shoot a turd 135-inch 7-year-old 8-pointer on October 2nd. But if we get to like Thanksgiving week and I have them come by, put it right through them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
But I'm not going to do that because I can only shoot $1.
I'd do it.
So they've high graded
Yeah,
mana genetics basically.
Yeah, basically.
You've taken out the great genetics, and all you got around is these shitty genetics and these old bucks that are probably running off the young potential bucks.
Yeah, and the young potential bucks, like this year during shotgun season, there was like, I don't know, there was 5 or 6 good bucks killed on a mana, like 45 and up, and I bet one of them was over 4.5.
That's that's like a dynamic point to make. That's actually like thought out and I think holds a lot of water.
Yeah, and like my thing with it is Amana's 27,000 acres. So it's a small sample size, but it's as big a sample size as you can have that has gone to $1.
It's the biggest, but small for Iowa in general,
right?
But large for what's considered private ground.
Yeah,
it's a big sample.
That's more or less controlled, you know, and
definitely
has had $1 for 20 years.
Well, think about this. I just saw a post on Facebook that showed like the average buck score in each state, and Illinois is bigger than Iowa
by 1 inch.
By 1 inch,
but it was only like 135 or something like that.
140, yeah. But
that's a point to make right there.
But
there ain't 150-inch deer around every tree in Iowa
or Illinois. You just gotta fucking close your eyes, spin in a circle, you hit a 150 in the guts. It's
smoked him right in the liver.
Right in the liver. Yes. It's one of them things like Illinois is always in the conversation, even though we allow $2 for a resident and over the counter for a non-resident. Like, why is that? That's why I always go back to those points. I'm like, if we did what Iowa did for management, and I still think residents should be able to kill $2, but if we did the non-resident thing for Illinois would be insane.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Habitat,
yeah. I think there's probably more trees.
There's more trees in Illinois and you have a bigger, your state's bigger.
We're long,
so
we kind of have
more habitat. Iowa's 6% timber.
Yeah, 6.5.
I don't wonder what Illinois is. I don't know.
I think you're up there in the teens.
See, Jamie, look it up.
But yeah, that's I see people post that on like bow hunters of Iowa and all those all the time, and I just sit back and I'm like, because I don't want to start the argument because I'm in the minority by a long shot on that. 14%. Everybody's like,
yeah, so you're over doubled what Iowa is.
Yeah, look up Iowa just to be sure.
And your deer population's probably more.
They're pretty close to the same if I remember right.
I think Illinois is almost.
I feel like Iowa's.
I think it's double.
I feel like Iowa's deer density is greater, personally.
8%.
8%.
Well, that's covered by, yeah.
7%. It's 7 to 8%.
Yeah.
And it's double. It's increasingly getting smaller.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one thing I'll argue tooth and nail nonstop because
I think a lot of the
but
I think it gets brought up a lot.
You got a point to back it up, though.
How much EHD is talked about now?
Well, that's why I feel like we get EHD here, obviously, but I feel like Iowa gets. You hear more about EHD in Iowa because I feel like your deer density is greater, and it might just be because you have less timber, so all the deer are funneled into the less timber. And
this is another controversial thing, but we've done it to ourselves.
Iowa,
100%.
Because ag?
No, because just take South Central Iowa for example.
Mark Jury's the problem, right? That's what you're saying.
No.
TV shows.
That's what I'm saying. Not even just.
I'll call you later, Mark.
Not even just South Central, but all of Iowa. Look at how much ground has been bought for hunting purposes that people might shoot 1 or 2 does on. Mark shoots a shitload of does, but like most of the guys that I know that own hunting farms don't kill hardly any does at all.
Yeah.
So,
how many does have you killed in the last 10 years?
Like 5.
How many does have you killed in the last 10 years?
Like 5.
You want me to calculate mine?
How many does have you actually killed in the last 10 years?
Like 5.
I don't believe you.
5 every year for the last 6 years.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah, he shoots a shitload.
Give him a hug.
No.
Give him a hug.
Nope.
Do it right now on air. Hug Zach. Okay. Thank you. Thanks. The world is right.
Hard. But
I'm hard.
We've done it to ourselves because the population's gotten out of control. Because that 200 acres that now one person owns used to be hunted by 10 people who shot the shit out of does during shotgun season.
But you guys get depredation tags, don't you?
Well,
that's
tags.
area specific.
Yeah,
right.
farm.
Like I worked with some guys in Pella, Iowa, and that guy was shooting deer.
Yeah, the farmers can get can get like,
but it was like
management tags
during the summer.
Yeah, they can shoot them whenever. Yeah,
I remember coming back to work that following week, and he's like, "Yeah, I shot like 4 does this weekend."
I think antlerless
I'm like,
only too. Right?
Yeah, it's no bucks, antlerless only.
I was like, dude, it's July. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, don't be telling a bunch of people that. He's like, no, it's all depredation tags.
Yeah, basically a DNR or a biologist has to come out from the DNR and observe your property. Like I had one of my old feed customers. He had big feedlot and he had a big silage pile. Well, he'd had like 350 deer a night coming to his silage pile. Like they would eat 20 to 25 tons of silage throughout the winter. So he had to chop that much.
That is insane.
So he had a biologist come out.
What the fuck?
And they gave him like 75 depredation tags. He could shoot 75 and he's like, yeah, I just sit here with my thermal silencer and just.
Holy shit.
What's he do with them? Just
you can't eat them or anything. I don't think you just have
let
to
them lay.
You just got I think
why
you have to dispose of them properly.
Yeah, so I think you either have to take them to like a dump or something like that.
Why can't you eat them? Or donate them?
Yeah, that I don't.
We have how many homeless people in the United States?
Stop
and
world
don't quote me
hunger.
on that,
Leave them.
But I don't think you can consume them. I don't think.
As far as I know, you can't.
But
that seems a little off.
I bet there's people that do.
Oh, I guarantee you, there's people.
For sure.
There's also
State of
people
Illinois just comes and the DNR just sets up a little ground blind on somebody's property with a corn pile in front of it.
You can't bait in Illinois though, but they do.
The DNR does.
I know it's fucked up, right?
Yeah. Instead of letting us do something like that, the DNR will come out
Yeah.
And they hang signs on a ground blind like, you touch this, it's federal offense. Like, don't fuck with any of this.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is going out at night and just dropping deer.
They
Why don't trust cops?
They can just come onto your property without permission.
No, you gotta. I mean, they'll ask for permission to do it.
Then DNR actually can.
DNR has more power than like.
Oh, they still have to have probable cause.
DNR has more power than state
I don't know.
troopers.
One of my
big
buddies
time,
got DNR. The gate was locked. So they drove around the fucking gate, and you know what their probable cause was? He called him. He was like, "Hey, is everything all right? Like, I got truck cam pictures. You guys driving through the middle of the field around my gate. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you can go through the ag field, which who would do that, or you can just drive on the road." They're like, "Yeah, we saw tracks running up your lane, so we decided to drive in there and check it out." He's like, "Well, yeah, my fucking cabin's back there. Like, of course there's tracks going up the road. But whatever, it's fine. But it's just like, just tell me why you really drove around the gate."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's always tracks up the fucking road where I drive.
It's a gravel lane, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like, just be honest. Whatever, you know.
But yeah, the EHD thing, I think it's Mother Nature taking care of itself. We've let the deer get too overpopulated.
Regulation,
some counties that I hunt got absolutely demolished this year.
Yeah.
Wiped.
Like that county that I hunt only sells 400 doe tags in general, and I hope to God that they stop selling those tags for like 5 years.
It's that bad.
The deer population was already bad. I went and drove around there like during first shotgun season, which was like a week ago. Not a single deer. When usually I'd see 20 deer out and about. Not a single deer.
Yeah. Amanda had like a 40 to 50% kill off.
And this is just up.
3 years
This is
ago.
just up the river. So
Yeah.
That's a shame, dude. Well, hopefully all is right in the world and that all just does what it's supposed to and it gets back.
Well, if it's Mother Nature's will, right? It's Mother Nature's will. So they always say big bucks come after big EHDers. So
That's very true.
fingers crossed.
You hear that a lot.
4 to 7 years later.
Yeah. Takes 3 years to make a decent rack.
Right on after.
See you in 2029.
Yeah. The next pod. We're on episode 4,552 and Zach's back. Good to see you, Zach. Our livers are all failed. We're all fucking just decrepit.
Everybody's
5,000
eyes are
bottles
yellow.
of kill bottle later.
Yeah. This is a podcast that was doing its TikTok has been banned.
Do you like
Trump
Ozzy?
shut it down.
You're the Ozzy Osbourne of podcasting.
Sharon.
Jordan.
All fucked up from blood pressure medication. Nobody can understand me. It's just a fucked up deal. Brandon Hull, still chasing your city buck. Just wondering, haven't seen much footage as of late, sir. And thank you for your content.
Well, this was 3 days ago, and
Good segue. This is a
good segue to get into the season.
Yeah.
See, it just worked out, right? Good thing we just read through them.
Yeah.
No longer chasing city deer this year. We're done. That was definitely an interesting evening I had. I don't know if you saw this.
Okay, I got rumblings of it, right? That's how much I'm on the talk. But I heard about it and I saw a glimpse of it, but
so
I'm glad I didn't know fully because now you can tell me and I'll be like, whoa, cool, you know?
Yeah. So I was,
Wow.
City hunting, had some bucks that I was chasing this year. One of them super sporadic, another one kind of less sporadic, but I was on him. I had a couple encounters with them, and then he disappeared. So I started hunting this deer that I actually passed the first day I hunted this year, which that season opens September 21st this year. So September 22nd, I had this 5-year-old 6x5 walk past me, and I passed him, and I was like, I didn't think he was 5 at the time. But then later on in the season, I realized, okay, this deer's actually mature, so I'm going to start targeting him. And had an encounter with him on Tuesday, which was my birthday, which was pretty cool. I was hoping to
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Succeed on a deer on my birthday, which I've never done.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I had him at 120 yards. He come out of the field at like 350 yards away and then like beeline across the field 120 yards. And
If you'd have shut your TikTok live off, you could have launched a long bomb.
I was on TikTok live.
You were?
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
See, no one has to know.
Live has ended.
Whitetail Hustler's little secret.
But no, it got dark, so I coyote howled.
Thank you for the roses. Long bomb.
Galaxy
I'll be back. 2 galaxies and I'll shoot him at 120.
Yeah, it's like, throw them galaxies in, thank you.
So I coyote howled and got him out of the field, him and 27 other deer, and decided to go back Wednesday night, which was the 18th, and I was going to set up for where he was the night prior, and on my walk in, I saw this deer laying down on the side of the field. And I'm like, what the hell? So I stop, and as soon as I stop, another buck jumps up and quickly realized these bucks are locked together. One's dead, the other's struggling. So I'm like, oh, I said, motherfucker, like, God damn it. Why has it got to be this? Because they were not big. Not big at all.
I love the honesty. They're way bigger if you weigh more stuff. Yeah.
They were not big at all. And, you know, I had the anticipation, like, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to see this deer tonight. Like, I want to capitalize on the deer I came in here. And now I'm sitting here witnessing 2 bucks locked up. One's dead. The other one's struggling. The one that's still alive is like
crazy this late too. I mean, late, you know.
And they are locked, man. The one that's still alive is 2-year-old, 80-inch 8-pointer. The other one that's dead is 3-year-old, slammer 3-year-old. He's probably pushing 110, 115, like super heavy, tall, tight, good tines on him. And I called the DNR officer. I was like, hey, this is my situation. What are my options here? He's like, let me call you back. Calls me back a couple minutes later. He's like, well, you can shoot the live one, put your tag on it. I'll give you a salvage tag for the other, or I can come out there and try to shoot the antlers off and free this 1 buck. Well, I ultimately decided, like, okay, season's dwindling down.
You're dead.
I'm just going to do it. Like, there's so many things going through my head at the moment. Like, how long have they been locked up? Obviously long enough for one of them to be dead.
Yeah. Days, probably.
Yeah. Could have been.
Right?
The picture I saw, it looked like the one that was dead was like pretty much gone.
He was spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, so
Wow.
I ended up shooting the 2-year-old and ending it, and the DNR officer came out, and I put my tag on the one that I shot, got a salvage tag issued for the other one. I planned on taking both of them home to, you know, try to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the one that was already dead was long gone.
Yeah.
Like, rigor mortis was gone, body temperature completely cool. Like, at first when he was
had 2 days for sure.
when he was dragging him around, like, the body was like moving around like it was fresh dead. So I was like expecting him to be fresh, and no, he was, rigor mortis was gone, which usually takes anywhere from like 24 to 48 hours to like fade out of the body.
Goes. Yeah.
And I mean, his stomach was like black and blue, and you could just smell it.
Damn.
So you know.
Hey, I think you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Like, are you going to Euro them together?
Yep. So I skinned them out. I got the hides off the heads yesterday, so they're locked up. And yeah, I'm gonna either take them down to Old Bar and have Beetles do them. He's got somebody that can.
That way they
have
like
Beetles.
stay how they were.
Well, I just don't want to discolor the antlers boiling them
For sure.
because the way they're locked up and like they're not going to fit in a pot correct, and you're gonna end up boiling some of the antlers, and I don't really want to do that. But yeah, I mean, it's like I walked in up on a. Technically, I went home that night with 190 inches of antler in the bed of my truck, but between 2 deer.
Count it.
You know,
So-
I think that sucks, right?
Yeah.
But it's like one of those things that might not ever happen to you again.
Yeah, and you always ask yourself, like, what would you do if you come upon that, like in that situation, and you're like, what do you do?
They're that beat down. That's kind of what you had to do.
Yeah.
If it would have been different, where like the one might have been dead, but the other one was like energetic, and like you're like, oh, he'll probably make it. Then you know,
He kind of was, but like in my mind, I was thinking like, how long have they been locked up? If we come out here and we try to shoot the antlers off the one that's still alive, is he still going to make it either way?
I'd say probably not. Just off
Like just
what I've
the
seen on the
stress
internet.
that he's put himself through, and obviously I took him home, so I know.
I'm surprised he didn't shed from stress.
His body fat was gone. He had no body fat left on him.
Dude, I bet you they were locked for
Just-
3-4 days.
And
think?
based off of the condition of the one that was dead, yeah, at least 2 days.
Gosh, what a miserable
Because
existence.
it's been cold enough out. Like even if he laid for 2 days, like that meat still might be good, but that deer was, I mean, long gone.
Maybe longer, dude. You never know.
I walked right past there the day.
It could have been
before.
5
For it to
days.
get bloated like black and blue, that's
Well, he wasn't bloated so much. It almost like the gases had already escaped out of him, but like his belly was black and blue, hair was starting to slip.
Oh man,
yeah.
When the hair starts to
Dude, I
slip,
think
you
you're
know the
three- when it's
bacteria
cold out.
has-
When it's cold out.
dude, I
it's
think
cold out.
you're 3-4 days.
And yeah, because right where they were locked up at is where 27 deer were piled right under this field the night before. And I was sitting 150 yards away, and I kept hearing stuff, but I didn't know what it was. Who knows if it was actually them?
Probably.
They weren't out in the field that night. They're 2 deer that I recognize that I've watched all year long.
That sucks.
So
you did the right thing. I think I
did it, and
it's a good story.
It's a shitty situation for the deer. It's honestly kind of a cool situation for you, as much as it's unfortunate for the deer. Like, I've found one lock set in my life, but like to see one like that and to have the cool story of like, it sucks, but I shot him,
It's a great man cave display story of like, man, that one year I found these deer, and bottom line, they're gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he is kind of lively.
Yeah, he seemed lively, and he actually ended up. So between the time that I first walked up on him and called the DNR and was like, "What are my options?" and decided what I was gonna do, he had actually dragged the dead one like 100 yards.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So like he was actively trying to get away from me because he knew I was there, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know how far
just
out this...
that exertion probably would have killed him.
Yeah,
at that point.
The stress.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Hey, you did the right thing, I think.
Yeah. And I always say, like, I think last time I was on the podcast, I said, like, we shoot a lot of does out of this city hunt every single year, and not a lot of bucks are getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like
nature's way of regulating it somehow.
Like,
hey, I think you should pour a little more kill bottle because you did kill.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna have 3 glasses.
2 for 1,
double shot.
Yeah, I'll pour a little more. But yeah, so I filled my tags.
You didn't get to the top of the mountain, dude.
Oh, you want me to fill it up that much? Okay.
Well, I mean, the
Fill
first
the whole
time
glass.
you went real strong, and I was like really proud. But like, there you
Like
go.
I said, I'm a regulation
you're above the mountain.
I'm a
Recreation.
recreation.
There you go. I got you.
I worked last night. So.
Regulation. I get it.
Regulation.
Speaking of lock deer, did you see BuckStorm's thing that they posted about the muley and the whitetail locked together?
No.
Okay, so
Whoa.
I get lost with BuckStorm. By the way, shout out Travis and Jeremy. They're the fucking best.
Phenomenal.
They post so much dead animals and content
That you get lost.
that I don't know what's current or what's like a memory of reoccurring shit. So like Jeremy will call me and tell me about it. I'm like, oh, that was like recent? Like I get so lost in how much shit they kill.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I can't tell if you're reposting like memories of shit or
No, they just kill a lot of shit.
I can't keep track of it, dude. And they post so many like client elk bowl kills and all that I'm like, with all respect, I just can't keep track of you boys. You guys are fucking insane. Like the amount of death those boys have witnessed is love it, dude. It's fucking amazing. And I did see something about it, but
it was like I don't know if it was one of their leases that they have or whatever, but like a farmer buddy of theirs came up on them, and it was a mule deer and a whitetail locked together.
Wild.
And I'm like, man, I bet
just
that
a
has
race war, dude.
Aren't whitetails supposed to be more aggressive than muleys?
Yeah.
They're
That's
supposed
what
to
I've
go
always
out.
heard.
Whitetails are.
Well, mule deer are pussies and easier to kill.
Yeah.
He said that for the clip. That's all.
That's true.
I mean,
I don't really believe that.
I haven't walked up on many 170-inch whitetail, but I've definitely walked up on a 170-inch muley deer in Colorado. So, and they just kind of stand there.
Are we trying to just stir the pot with clippable clips from this episode?
Everything.
Because we could do it.
Yeah, that's like 4. We've got TikTok Live sucks. $1.
Can you make a montage of this just like you did Steve's episode?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
It wasn't even Steve's episode. He just kind of made it his episode. That's the problem.
Yeah, which sucks.
Mule deer is super easy to kill. You just got a little bit of a walk, and then you can kill them.
Yeah. You can walk a few yards.
Yeah.
I mean, they stand so still, you could shoot them at 100 yards with a bow.
So what? You bump them, they just run out a little bit and stop and turn around and look like
they stand there broadside and they open up for you, like right here.
Put that leg forward, just right in the pocket. Right in the pocket, douche.
Come on, big boy.
You like that, Daddy?
Yeah. Hard to hear a mule deer get up when your ears are tucked into your hat, you faggot. God. Come on, that's funny. That's a funny joke.
That was a good one.
Give me that. That's a funny joke. Jordan, laugh.
That's far.
I thought it was funny.
That's
Okay,
far
thank you.
west.
Far west.
That's far west.
Yeah, that's Salt Lake.
South Dakota is like Midwestern West.
Oh yeah, South Dakotans are grandfathered into the cool guys.
Travis and Jeremy,
they drink Busch
beers
Light.
outside.
They're Jews.
Ears outside.
Yeah, they're
Definitely.
as little as Jeremy's head is. He could put his ears in there, but he still chooses not to, and that proves how cool South Dakotans are.
Is
That's
there
respect.
is there a river you cross where it goes from untucked to tucked?
South Dakota is divided by a river, but it's not that river.
Yeah.
That river somewhere is in Colorado.
Yeah, it's there. We don't know.
It's somewhere in eastern Colorado. I'm not sure what river.
The Continental Divide.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Water
Where
flows
the
this way
mountains
and
turn
water
from
flows
gray to
that way.
red. Bam.
But here's the thing.
Hella grass to mountains.
Hella grass. It's all flat and full of weed until you hit the Rockies. And then you start seeing Subarus.
Then it's still full
Chevy
of weed.
Colorados and Tacomas. Yeah,
Different weed.
Then there's still
Different
weed.
weed.
Fucking coexist stickers.
But here's the thing. You go out west. That's just like Utah's got its own pocket of people like that. And I love Utah. And I also love Colorado. But you know what I'm saying here, everybody listening. Even if you're from the west, you're following me. And even if you don't audibly agree, you mentally are like, yeah, he's pretty right.
Yeah.
Colorado's got it.
If you didn't hear it, pull your ears out.
Yeah. Talking to you. And then every cowboy in the West knows what I'm talking about. Every real cowboy. Because I watched Trey walk around the Western Hunt Expo, and Trey's a real cowboy. And if you want to have fucking comedy on its feet, follow Trey around the Western Hunt Expo. Because that dude is... He walk around, look at this fucking douchebag. Look at this dude's shoes right here. Look at this guy's shoes. And you're like, oh my God, he can hear you, Trey. It's like, look at this guy. Look at this guy right here. Look at his ears.
You're just
Like,
talking about me.
Trey's like, what's he gonna do? Punch me?
And Trey's just a cowboy, like a real horse roping cowboy with all the other cowboys. And it's just
one of the
like,
good ones that's not afraid to be punched in the mouth.
oh, he's like, look at this dude's shoes right here. Look at this dude's shoes. It's like, oh fuck yeah, he's got some shoes on. You know what he's talking about?
That guy's got some shoes on, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like those are women's shoes, but them are. Yeah, it's like, oh, you found the sheds? Cool, dude. Yeah, I'm kidding, but you know what I'm talking about all at the same time.
Yeah.
It's that's one thing. Someone writes the transcripts from this episode and reads them back to you. You're like, well, I didn't say it like that.
Do the AI overview.
Yeah. Tell me what we talked about.
It's all for fun. We do not hate you.
Well, listen, it's funny, dude.
Yeah.
Come on, the mule deer getting up. You didn't hear it because your ears were tucked in your head. That's a funny joke.
That's a good one.
Like, I guarantee you they got jokes about us.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we're all fat.
Yeah, dude.
We get it.
Fat and short.
I mean,
no, they're short.
They are short. Yeah.
yeah. I'm fat and short.
All the
from the Midwest.
Yeah, most of the Vikings
We love you the way you are.
somewhere Iowa to Minnesota line, and then the rest of us just got sprinkled in the middle with a disadvantage.
Dude, like, the fatness makes sense because, like, there's a chart of the United States of the heaviest counties.
Like fattest?
No, of the heaviest drinking areas.
Yeah, aren't like top 9 of the top 10 in Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin's black.
Wisconsin,
dude.
And then it's literally like Quad Cities area.
Yeah.
Oh, us?
Yeah.
You
like
know-
Illinois, Iowa, and then Des Moines.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
a lot of it
boom,
is
boom,
body
and then
mass.
Wisconsin is just exploded in fucking alcohol.
Well, it's cold as fuck there for a long time, dude. You ever been in northern Wisconsin? It's like, what else are you gonna do?
It's like you shot a turkey load at a map.
It's TSS. You just reap some fucking TSS on the top part of the map of Wisconsin. I'm drinking. But it's cold as fuck. What you got? You're snowmobiling and drinking booze. It's like a beautiful mixture. It's not a fucking coincidence that Lead Direct Distillery is from Fond du Lac. Like it's just part of the gig. It's all fun, dude. Like we're kidding, right? If you're offended, we don't want you listening anyway.
It's fun to drink and drive.
Well, oh my God.
Easy, Scotty.
No, I didn't say that. All right.
Get out of here.
Just don't drink and drive and pull into Scotty's driveway.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, keep going. Hit it in the mailbox or something like an American. Spencer Thomas, first of all, has a giant deer in his profile photo, I will say.
Stud.
I know I sometimes get burnt out this time of year. What are your thoughts on staying motivated? Okay, I have to say this, though, because this is going to launch kind of late because we're kind of stretching episodes out because we're traveling and shows and stuff. So this will probably launch just when season ends. But I think it's a good motivator to tell people going into next season or just to think about since season just ended. So I'll let you answer that, Zach, since you're the guest of the hour. What are your thoughts on staying motivated in the late season, basically, is the question.
Oh, I just daydream about putting my hands on an antler, man.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just a hustling mindset.
Like you wake up and you're like, well, I work nights, so I wake up and go hunting and then go to work. So when I wake up, man, I'm rolling out of bed. I'm like, oh, I really don't want to go today. And then I'm like, oh, today could be the day he walks in front of me. That's what, I mean, yeah, you got to grind it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you talk a big talk, like, I don't know, I guess there may be this monkey hanging over my head, like, oh, you got to do something in order to, like, you're this influencer in quotations. you gotta shoot a deer, right? You gotta back up the talk that you have, right? So
Yeah.
that also keeps you motivated a little bit too.
I think for me, it helps with Iowa having the shotgun break.
Yeah.
Because it's like I hunt my ass off through November, and then I get 3 weeks where I can't hunt. So I'm like,
I guess I'll sleep in.
Yeah.
Every year for the last like 4 years, I've had a tag during shotgun season that I can bow hunt.
Oh,
my
yeah.
city tag.
Yeah.
So it's like if I don't have my city tag filled by shotgun season, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I don't get a break. Like I got to keep hunting.
Yeah.
Which is great because I mean that shotgun period can be a really good time. You could see a second or even a third rut start around that
Well, I
time.
saw it during shotgun season, during first season.
Yeah.
I had, I don't sit a lot, but I had one time I was sitting, and it was like the drive had just started, and here comes a little forkhorn just absolutely dogging the shit out of a doe.
I just had
ran her around for like 5 minutes in front of me, and then they worked off.
Well, it's December 20th, and yesterday or this morning I had pictures of 2 and 3 year olds pushing around a doe.
Yeah.
So it can still happen.
Little horny bastards.
And it's, I think a good thing to do is like, even if your state doesn't have that shotgun break, like, yeah, you can hit some of that second rut, but that is really a good time if you're going to kind of lay off hunting for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like right around December 1st when everything, you know, the main back half of the first rut's done.
Yeah.
Like lay off for a little bit, take a week off, and then wait for the cold to come in and get on your late season patterns and that kind of stuff. Because at that point, they're like, they're not really back to a pattern yet.
I'm just now starting to see deer coming back to like fall
Food.
patterns.
Yeah.
So are you guys? So how long's your gun season?
3 weeks.
Yeah, it's
3
basically 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
It's Saturday through Wednesday, and then for the first season, then
2-day
there's
break.
2-day break, and then it's Saturday to the next Sunday.
And you guys just you can't shoot a buck with a bow
Nope.
with a shotgun or a gun
Nope.
tag. Really?
Nope.
See, our seasons, you know, we got it was the weekend before Thanksgiving, I think the weekend after, and then we have like a late muzzleloader comes after the second gun season.
Yep.
But we can use our gun tag and still shoot a bow.
So late
if you
muzzler in
wanted
Iowa
to.
you can, but not the shotgun seasons.
Okay.
And I think that's partially because of the party hunting thing, because there's a lot of drives going on and it'd be unsafe.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a big part of it.
Well, a lot of people too are like, oh, you have October through November to hunt. It's our turn.
Yeah.
The gun hunters.
What's the difference between driving deer and a party hunt?
So party hunting in Iowa, it all gets looped into one general like term. Party hunting is
cheating.
If and him both, if I had a buck tag
Yeah.
and he had an antlerless tag, and we're
So you-
hunting together,
You guys could just like
and
we can share tags.
He has a
Oh,
buck run in
okay.
front of him. He can fill my tag.
Let's say because we've drove deer before.
Yeah.
In Illinois, but it's whatever you choose.
Yes.
You got
So
tag.
in
You have to have
Iowa,
a tag to do it. Your
Yeah.
own tag. Yeah.
So in Iowa, that's a thing. The actual driving and like being part of the party is not the party hunting. It's the sharing of tags.
Okay.
And this year they made it where it's now illegal for non-residents to do that, because that, I think I talked about it on a different episode. There was a lot of those out-of-state landowners that would find some resident that doesn't hunt and be like, hey, go get your tag and we'll work out a deal kind of thing.
Here's $2,000.
Yeah.
You think there's guys that still do that?
Oh, yeah.
Sharing of tags and all that?
For sure.
Well,
for
well,
resident to resident.
Oh,
residents can still
but
do it.
It's
non-residents
just for
can't.
non. It's,
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But
It was a loophole in order for like some non-residents to be able to hunt every single year.
Yeah.
So you got the party hunting is still good for residents.
residents.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got you.
And there's a lot of
It
farmers.
blows my mind that Iowa allows it being like what Iowa is from a management practice.
tradition.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tradition.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, my
I'm
group.
getting you wrong, Lee.
I know my group. It doesn't matter.
I'm just
'Cause
kidding. I
we
don't-
shoot enough deer to make a difference. We've shot like 15 deer in the last 8 years combined, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It-
But there's a lot of groups that
I don't actually care. But
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of groups that, well, I mean, they are farmers and they want every freaking deer dead, so they just go buy as many tags as they can and just shoot, and shoot.
yeah. Yeah. I don't care really because I don't live in Iowa and I don't really have the reason to care. But it surprises me that Iowa does it, knowing what Iowa is as the iconic whitetail capital.
I think a majority of
Like Des Moines is Nashville of whitetails.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Nashville's booming. Everybody's going to Nashville right now. That's Des Moines.
which is an interesting conversation too, because I don't even think Iowa's number one anymore.
What is?
Ohio.
Ohio's been fucking.
Yeah. Ohio's been on
Ohio,
fire.
Indiana.
Indiana fucking showed up, dude.
Yeah.
Indiana was always skipped, always, forever.
Let me tell you this: if
What
Stay the
changed?
fuck out of our
if
states.
Yeah,
you
I
took,
don't know shit.
if you took Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and Kansas and gave them all Iowa's like rules and regulations and season structure,
Indiana will rank.
Iowa's
supreme.
not even in.
I bet you
top
Indiana
three.
all of a sudden crawls.
Indiana, Ohio, and Indiana are gonna explode. Kansas is probably gonna be good. Illinois is gonna be really good.
Fuck, even Kentucky.
Kentucky's
Kentucky's got some
this
fucking
year.
slammers killed this year.
Yeah.
Big
Look how many
And
giants
they
are
got
coming
early
out of
season.
Ohio.
Ohio is a magical place.
Ridiculous.
All right, we're gonna get into the Ohio things. It's like opening week. Everyone kills slammers the first 3 days. You're like, man, what's going on in Ohio? Everyone's that good.
Yeah.
Corn,
You know?
corn piles. And
Yeah.
Corn piles on summer patterns.
But I'm all right with it,
Dude, 100%.
And Kentucky's that way
working.
too, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
could,
They're still killing megas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if baiting was legal in Iowa, you fucking right, I would bait.
There's the deer are
Without a
still
question.
being killed. The deer are still there.
Yeah.
Quality deer.
Yeah, they're growing them.
Here's the thing: if you're smoking every 115 that's hitting the bait pile, like it's not sustainable. You ruin the program can't be there. But you're seeing. But my only issue is it's like you see all these dudes and they're like, "Can't talk about the fucking corn.
Yeah, just be honest with
Just talk about the corn.
But
it's a tactic."
If anything, with Kentucky and Ohio, it is showing that our people are actually managing their deer with being able to bait.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like,
I think it's a
so that-
positive thing.
Yeah.
For baiting.
Like they're not just killing everything that comes in.
I'll tell you this one thing, Scotty. We announced on social we're doing the Unhinged bow hunting series that's coming out, and I'm really excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
We got 1 kill in Kansas, 1 kill in Kentucky, and we show the motherfucking bait pile.
Yeah.
Finally, WCB is doing video. Thank you, Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all thanks to the.
It's a fresh announcement. It's a fresh announcement.
Yes.
WCB's Unhinged bow hunting series coming to a fucking TikTok near you.
Those hosts on that podcast are a little unhinged.
Those hosts. It's like,
God damn, that sounded good.
Yeah.
It sounded exact.
that's the dude that yells at kids for fucking playing in the street on their bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Matt Ranella. Nerd. He is, dude. It's like those kids are having too much fun.
That's over 50 cc's.
And then, and then
you can't be on that.
The same guy that complains about kids don't play outside anymore are the same guys that bitch about kids playing outside.
The same dudes that talk shit about everybody and hating everyone, but that complain you can't fist fight anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like you're the dude that needs fist fought. Like, but you're hiding somewhere. You know? I don't know. Whatever. He's probably a really cool dude. He just got some douchey opinions. Maybe.
You never know. You never know.
I bet she's cool. I bet she's actually cool.
Maybe he's not.
Hey,
Maybe he's
dude.
exactly what you think.
Hey, he gave us our name for our fucking video title.
Yeah.
And Unhinged is a pretty cool ad.
That is 100% where
You
it
should
came from,
take
too.
that sound clip and did you include it in like an intro that you're gonna have for that?
Hey, listen, Zach, don't fucking ask too many questions.
Now he's gonna try to come after you for money.
Shut the fuck up.
We actually just hired him. He's gonna commentate all the videos.
Nice.
Yeah, you know how fucking captivating that'd be? It's like anybody from the UP. Oh, the deer coming in.
Those
Do
guys,
like a really good knockoff of Meat Eater,
they're all fucking
and then use
vultures.
Yeah.
Matt Ranella as the voiceover.
Yeah. You know, you ever watch Finding Bigfoot, how they always use that sound? It's like, meow, that sound. Every time something exciting mildly happens. Our series is just full of that sound effect.
And reverb farts.
And reverb parts.
Pig squeals, reroad.
This song's about shooting blood from your cock. All right, let's move on. But that is the thing we are excited about. But I'll be honest, it's honest.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get anything that's made up. You're not going to get pretty footage. You're going to get reality.
You'll get some
Dude,
pretty
that's-
footage. Let's settle down here.
Anything that Jordan filmed is pretty. Anything that's not pretty is us.
Go watch,
Jordan.
go watch
fuck
my
me,
elk
right?
hunt. That's some real fucking shit.
Well,
right
well,
there.
I know Jordan hates it deep down that it's
Yeah.
not all beautiful, but that's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think people will appreciate it.
And there'll be some storytelling. Like,
It'll be we're still figuring it out, all right? But the goal is to make it to the point.
yeah.
Whether it makes I don't know, maybe Jordan disagrees, but it's Jordan's project, so you can do whatever you want. But I think if the episode's 6.5 minutes, the episode's 6.5 minutes. Yeah.
And we're using good music.
That's the thing. We are not gonna monetize it so we can use good music.
Hey, screw copyright, right? Yeah.
Well, you can use it, right? If you're not making money on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Isn't that the deal on YouTube?
That's what I. Well, YouTube, even if you don't have if it's copyrighted, they're just going to take the monetization away from you anyways. So.
But they keep the music on it.
Yeah.
So we can
Gang,
play we're wondering how that works. I told Jordan, I'm like, I would rather have good music and not make money off views.
There should be a way to like turn off the monetization on it.
Yeah, I know you can turn it on and off
on the video.
Yeah.
But I just don't want to put the episodes out and then all the music's gone.
Yeah,
it might be banned in like some countries.
Oh, fuck other countries.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like that happens to me all the time. Because
Well,
like,
we're
I
the
don't
best.
Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, Kansas. That's about all we got.
Is it banned there or not?
That's about it.
But don't you agree? Don't you agree that better music is more enjoyable than
for
fucking
sure.
ads? That's what I'd rather have.
For sure.
Because we're a podcast, right? This is bonus.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how I look at it.
You just pick up a guitar and start making your own music.
Dude, Cody Christian said we can use all his tunes.
There you
We got
go.
permission. So we need to just dive into some of that.
Hey, Cody Christian jumps into some of my TikTok lives every so often.
Cody's the man.
Yeah.
Cody's the man. All right, let's get some more TikTok questions. Kale Bunts. Year to year, what have you been seeing with deer numbers, and what has EHD done to areas that you hunt? We kind of talked about that already.
Talked about that.
What's your take about squirrel season during bow season in Iowa?
I don't care.
I don't care. I don't think I've never seen a squirrel hunter. I lied. I have seen one like 8 years ago hunting public land. I kept hearing
squirrel season needs to be in the summer.
So you
can kill them.
Yeah, but squirrel ruts during the deer rut.
Yeah,
I don't want to take away the outdoors from somebody.
Yeah.
Like, not everybody's a deer hunter. One of my best friends
Squirrel season should be year round.
One of my best friends has
Let him
killed a
shoot.
couple really big deer, and that motherfucker squirrel hunts, and that's all he does.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
Well, I mean,
hunts
there's the
and
same
fish.
thing
Let 'em
as
up,
guys
'cause he loves
claiming that guys who run houndster properties that they still kill big deer. So it's like,
Yeah.
keep the deer on their toes, like whatever.
Like, don't get me wrong.
Don't get
If you're
too
fucking
comfortable,
squirrel
baby.
hunting, should you be out there the last hour before dark? No.
No.
But
Squirrel hunt from 11 a.m. to 2
well, yeah,
p.m.
make it like turkey season. You know, where in Illinois you can only hunt till 1 or whatever. You know.
I think
But like,
if-
I don't want to take something away from an outdoorsman. 'Cause
Yeah, if you're going into public land and you're squirrel hunting and you see 5 trucks there with that have like deer hunting stickers on the back, obviously maybe go somewhere else where there's not trucks there.
Or do what you want.
Yeah, but the mentality.
And use your eyes and don't shoot somebody sitting in a tree that's barking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your own
pretty
fault.
fucking good. That was a good ass squirrel.
You know what my favorite pastime as of recent is? Giving the middle finger to raccoon.
Yeah.
That video is awesome.
I'm glad it lived up to the hype. But I think more raccoon hunting needs to happen. I want to do the bow hunting raccoons by calling them.
That would be fun.
That'd be.
You see the videos? They look crazy. I want to try it.
We can do that.
That would be sweet.
Just
We
put
go to
some
my
like
farm.
Sloth Master decap broadheads on them and just
I've done that.
tear 'em in
Done that
half.
a couple times.
With a bow.
No, with 12 gauge.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I don't know if
And
I'd
it's
want to do it with a
It's
bow.
fucking awesome.
What how long does raccoon season run in Illinois? I have to look it up.
I'm not sure.
I wonder if it runs past bow season because that'd be fun.
Iowa's 24/7, 365 if you're a landowner.
Oh,
Not landowner, public or private. Anybody can do it on private.
Oh,
I wonder what
anybody.
Illinois is.
Yeah, I
it should
thought
be
it was
that way in
landowner.
Illinois. That's smart. It should be that way.
There's
They just changed that
so
this last year.
Many
I would like to
many.
say then I did smoke a raccoon.
Yeah. No, you don't have to be a landowner. You just have to be on private ground.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Smoked his ass.
The year after the derecho, there were
Oh,
so
crazy.
many of them.
Derecho.
They're just not worth anything now, so nobody traps them.
I think last year or the year before is I sold my thermal. Shocking.
That's why you haven't shot any big deer. Damn.
Yeah. But
Raccoon pressure's been crazy this year.
so like Illinois has a nighttime hunting season for coyotes.
Which I think is so stupid.
It is. It's like,
What do you mean?
It's not 24/7.
Oh, it should be
there-
24/7.
there's a certain amount of time. That
Yeah, it's
you
like
have
November
to-
10th, right?
Yeah,
Is when
and
it
I think
opens
it
up.
goes to
You can hunt them during the day all year, right?
Yeah.
But you only at night. It's like from
November to
10th
March.
to like March. Yeah.
That's dumb.
so
like breeding season.
So we be out coyote hunting, and there's a couple farms. I ain't shitting you, dude. We like 80 coons, and that's not exaggerating. Like literally everywhere.
I got a couple buddies that they have a monocular scanner for the coyotes, and they just leave their guns up. And they said when you call and do, I don't remember what call they said, but it scares the coons up in the trees. He was like, you'll scan, and it's just solid raccoons in all the trees. Just
Just
hundreds,
TSS.
just hundreds all over around the field.
Yeah,
crazy.
Same in Atlanta.
Bloodbath.
But we're like my buddy Brad that I coyote hunt with.
What's so funny?
I was like, why don't we just start shooting coons?
Yeah.
Like we go do all these stands.
I mean, you're already out there just shooting to shoot.
And I'm like,
right?
we're not shooting any coyotes, and there's literally targets everywhere of coons. So it's like, why don't we just dust all these?
What are you using for a rifle?
6.5 Creedmoor.
Oh, so you're like $1.50
write that
round
down.
type stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
243, 6.5 Creedmoor.
22 long rifle, man. I ain't paying $1.50 per crack coon. No way.
I don't know what we're laughing at.
Well, so
I missed it.
My word, what I said?
No.
I'll tell you after the
Oh, I
podcast.
missed it, apparently.
So like 243,
About to cut that
6.5
out.
Creedmoor,
Yeah.
22 250. We call those tournament rounds.
Yeah.
Because we used to do a lot of coyote tournaments.
Stalking.
Well, 223,
I gotta make another drink, guys.
we experienced a lot of runners off of 223 rounds. And we messed around with different bullet weights and all that. Well, a 6.5 Creedmoor just fucking punches a fucking hole in it and it's dead.
Are you talking about coyote? Like,
Yeah.
I got a buddy that's from Illinois.
You're crying.
I was laughing so fucking hard. You guys didn't hear it. Yeah, he tournament hunts a lot, and he switched to a 6.5 because he's like, they don't move, they just fall straight over.
Yeah.
Versus, especially when you're tournament hunting, you got to recover them, you know. And 223s, they'd lose some, or they'd spend 20 minutes or 30 minutes trailing them.
The last thing you want to do is shoot a dog and then just go have to track this thing down.
Yeah.
Find its owner.
Yeah, you're trying to kill the
Wrong
most
kind of dog.
Yeah,
Jordan.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
That was a dumb joke. I'm sorry.
You want to be, and that's another thing too. With buying good thermals, will help you identify if it's somebody's dog or not.
Help you tell a woof woof from a her.
Yeah, like, and how dogs move too. Like coyotes, they have a certain prance to them, as where a
that was like a golden retriever.
yeah, a golden retriever is just like. And
coyotes are like, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah.
They're hip hoppy. Hip hop.
Yeah.
The hip.
But buying good thermals will help you
Not
depict-
shoot your neighbor's dog.
Yeah.
And then you can use those thermals to walk in and out from your tree stand.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, dude, the scope I had, I could it's a quick detach from my rifle. And I
See,
could
that's what
use
I'm
that as a
saying.
Scanner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I like. My point. It's like that's what scares me about it. So it's better off to just err on the side of caution of like,
Yeah, no go.
you can't have them.
Yeah.
Because there's so many. I know it.
Yeah,
There's
don't.
just so many people.
We
who
haven't.
use it.
I mean, how nobody uses them now? Why start now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there
there's-
are people that use them.
Oh
For
yeah,
sure.
but it's like there's plenty. There's a fucking shitload of deer that have been killed just regular hunting. You know,
Grab that door, Zach, if you don't mind.
don't make it a law that we get to carry thermals in and out at night. You know, or in the early morning, going to your stand and check in. And it's like that's fair chase. You're getting into fair chase now.
Yeah. You're starting to tap into that.
Yeah. Is it
that
even
definition.
fair anymore that now I can see everything at night?
Yeah.
You know, I keep saying night because I'm referring to coyote hunting, but
I thought you were trying to tell me.
No, I was just holding on the
like
table.
early morning and fucking leaving,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be had.
This TikTok question and our side quests are it's working out.
Yeah.
And by the way, Zach, we're not getting to something you want to talk about. By all means, we'll talk about it.
We're good.
Let's go down the list here. Mitch, 220. Mitchy, 220. Gear changes for you and the crew that will happen in off season, i.e., arrows, broadheads, bows, clothing, stands. So I don't know. Is it you and us as the crew, or I don't?
Yeah, I think it's a question for everybody.
Okay. Gear changes. Well, ours is obvious.
Yeah. Bows.
And I don't know, maybe at the time of this recording, there's a deal or maybe not a deal, but I don't know what'll happen. But we're free agents in the releases, broadheads, and archery of the bow market.
Yep.
I know there's a question further down the list here. You seen much about the prime form? What are you guys' thoughts on the prime form?
All right, so this is funny, and I didn't think that we were at this level at this point. I liked the launch of that because I thought the bow looked cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Different.
that got used against us. Not against us. Someone thought they announced a separation from Elite and they liked the Prime launch the same day they're going Prime. And I'm like, wow, they're paying way too close attention to what we're doing, which is flattering. But I have not shot it.
Yeah. I want to.
It looks cool, and I like the concept behind it.
It's a light bow. It's 34 axle to axle.
I like the length.
And I really was pulling for like a 34 Elite this year.
Well, didn't they make a couple different sizes in it?
I think it's 32 and a 34.
I will say this. I think it looks sick, and I have a lot of friends that shoot Prime that talk very highly of them.
Yeah.
and I would love to try the bow and shoot it. And Prime is a bow that I'm gonna go to a bow shop and shoot their bows. And I have a lot of friends that shoot Prime, and they have nothing but just great things to say about it. So.
When they launched it, there's so many people dogging on it. Like, that's fucking stupid.
It looks cool, dude, I think.
Yeah. Yes, it's different, but all the technology now, how else do you get into innovating something? You know, what else do you do? I mean, everything's either carbon or aluminum or
it's the same bow over
the Magnolite, or it's like, yes, it's very different, but it's like
how much more let off do we
it.
need? What type? Like, what are we getting extra foot per second out of a new cam that you come out and you spent?
It's like, why the fuck do you care? It's you crowning your fucking bow, cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. And
if you want some more speed, get some more arm length.
Yeah,
I've never shot a bow with a chronograph.
If you want some speed, run.
Like the heavy arrow thing, like
get faster.
I know Kurt had some stuff with heavy arrows in the last year or so, probably, right? Heavier arrows.
Oh, dude, all right.
So like I'm shooting a 560 grain arrow for whitetail. That's my arrow all around. But I'm shooting 73 pounds. I have a 31.5 inch draw.
Yeah, you're long. Yeah,
my arrows are flying 280 feet per second.
Yeah, that's
a ripper, dude.
Like someone who has a 28 inch draw length and is shooting 70 pounds is shooting the same probably speed as I am with a 430 grain arrow.
Yeah, with a lighter arrow. I'm not shooting a lighter arrow.
I saw a TikTok the other day of a guy who's shooting 87 pounds, 550 grain arrow, and his arrows are only flying 290 feet per second. And he has a 29.5 inch draw. It's like, does 3 inches really make that, or 2 inches make that much difference speed wise?
Yeah,
I guess.
Do I need to ask your wife?
I know what an inch feels like.
Hey, functional. We're up to we're up to 3 kids now, by the way, boys.
Talk. Hey, you got to get it there. You got a long shot. So it's funny, the arrow thing, because a lot happened with the arrow conversations in our podcast, and one of them was like Chris B on here when we talked about it, and then, God damn, did Chris B get cooked up?
Oh,
by
man.
the Australia
Big
thing,
time.
man. It's like, God, dude, Chris B's a good dude, and these dudes are just roasting him.
Dude,
Because he was honest. He showed what happened. And they're just cooking him.
I like Chris B. I love his stuff.
He's a great dude.
Nothing
One of the top
against him.
downloaded episodes of the year for us was Chris B and Caitlin Moss.
But I think
separately
going after how big is a
big.
buffalo? It's
Dude, the
big.
thing is
1,800 plus.
You're shooting a 430 grain arrow at an 1,800 pound animal.
I would not do it.
He got the penetration on it.
I will say it died fast.
Well, okay, yes, he shot it 4 times, but that first arrow
would have killed it.
I didn't see the video.
They're just tough as fuck animals.
Yeah.
I mean, you have direct experience with
I'm
this.
a hard dude to talk to about it. Because I had an 800 grain arrow and some change, and I smoked one and watched it fall, and we celebrated its death, and we went to go get it the next morning after it was dead to rights.
Is that footage public? Have you posted that footage?
It's on Instagram.
It's on Instagram, but the video, we're going to do a full video on it.
Have you heard anything on it?
Never found it.
I'm
Dude,
telling you, somebody fucking came in somehow and stole that.
I hired a helicopter to fly to Loople.
Is there lions in that area?
Not there, no.
On the
Thermal drone. Get Mike out here.
We didn't have a thermal drone, but
I saw the footage. You pinwheeled
somebody
that
stole
thing.
that fucking thing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Dude,
somehow, some way, somebody stole that.
We
fucking
talked
thing.
about it on a G2 podcast that's going to launch soon, and Leah is a co-host on that, and Leah Chandler. And Leah texted the group chat for the G2 podcast. She goes, "Kurt, I've been thinking about that thing since you showed me the video. One of the ranchers or the guides there, like, or the trackers, like, knew you hit that thing and it was dead and went in and got that fucking thing.
100%. Somebody stole that fucking.
I don't know. It got up a couple. I don't know, dude.
I didn't know if I was going to bring this up. Stealing things. I have a buddy.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna.
We're talking He's into stealing.
We're talking about things being stolen here.
Okay.
I didn't know if I was going to bring this up or not, but I've got a buddy.
We've talked about this.
I've got a buddy.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what state. I'm not going to say who it is. People who know.
I'll get to the bottom of it.
He got pictures of this deer in a different state that he lives in, and he hunts this state no matter what. He's always hunted it.
The state he doesn't live in, he hunts it.
Correct.
No matter what. Okay.
Had pictures of this deer, absolute mega giant, and we're like, this isn't real, whatever. And he's like, no, this is a real deer. And he kept sending us trail camera pictures. Dates are correct. We're like, okay. And one morning I get a Snapchat from him. State record.
Holy fuck. Okay.
Okay. Big deal.
State record typical.
Ooh.
Bigger deal. Somehow.
I get a Snapchat one morning of him sitting in a tree stand, just shaking, and he just like can't talk. He's trying to talk, but he can't talk. And I'm like, "What'd you do? Shoot a 9-point? Like just like or like a 6-pointer?" Because he's known for shooting smaller deer in the state that he lives in. And we call him, I'm not okay. We call him a certain type of deer. Turns out he lied to me. He told me, he's like, "Yeah, I shot this scrub buck." But he actually shot this deer that he had trail camera pictures of.
The big one.
The big one. And so long story short, it ends up being this deer. And he, in the moment, state typical record, 200-inch growth or net type deer. Big. Hits it back. Watches the deer go 70 yards, beds down. Is like stuck in the tree stand. This deer gets up finally and walks off. He's hunting private. There's public not far away.
Oh no.
So he goes home and he's like, "All right, we're gonna go back." He contacts a dog tracker, gets that lined up for the next day. They're like, "Okay, we're gonna go in there at 10 a.m. Calls game warden. He's like, "I want you to come with me." They go there, go to the shot. Dog gets on the blood, follows it, crosses the property line onto the public, 20 yards. 20 yards from the property line onto the public. There's a gut pile, a pair of latex gloves, and a bloody knife and drag marks back to the public parking lot. Deer's gone.
So what state's that?
A state of confusion.
And the blood trail led right to the gut pile.
I mean, the blood trail led right to the gut pile. The dog led right there. I mean, no doubt that it was.
Who leaves a knife?
Somebody in a hurry.
Somebody in a really big hurry for
outdoor edge knife, fucking Havilon or whatever they are.
Hey,
I told him I didn't know if I was going to talk about it, and if it was going to be brought up. But since we brought up stolen thing, I was like,
okay, hold on. Here, let me ask you this, Zach. Don't get into detail. How can we help this guy?
Yeah, shouldn't we get into detail? Wouldn't that help?
Holy shit, fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? Can I see that closer a little bit?
Oh my god.
All right. Here's the thing too. I learned something because you remember we did that episode with Cole. Cole talks about he didn't want to leave that deer.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember where I saw it. It was a message or a comment on Instagram or a comment on Spotify. Someone said if you get your deer, grab it, cut the tongue off, put the tongue in your pocket.
Cole said that.
Cole did.
Yeah.
So if the deer ever gets stolen and you report it and you find it and you got the deer's fucking tongue in your pocket, how do they explain that?
So yeah.
See, but he hadn't blood trailed it yet. He was leaving it overnight.
Right. Yeah. That's just different.
He left it overnight and they went back the next morning at like 10 o'clock and they found a gut pile and a bloody knife. And this is all evidence, right? Like this is an ongoing thing. Like the state's DNR is like, we're looking at a 200-inch typical stolen. And there was one instance where he got a call from the DNRs like, "Hey, I need you to come down to this taxidermist." It didn't end up being his deer, but they're like actively looking for this deer. Like a deer that size is going to be talked about.
I like that.
That deer.
I'm not saying I don't like
those pictures are not public.
Okay,
so those
I'm just saying I like that the DNR is like trying to look for this.
It's a state record.
Do you know the guy who shot it?
Oh yeah, one of my really, really good friends.
Okay, here's what we need to do. If we get a hold of this fucking deer.
Oh, I told him, I was like, "You find this deer, I will do everything I can to get you on the podcast."
No, we're doing it. No, we will do it. We will do it, and whoever's involved is gonna get fucking blasted.
So
that's what we do.
Like, no doubt.
That's
like, state record typical.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
One of like big.
Yeah, that thing's big.
Like when I was joking with him. I was like, it's only a 180-inch deer. But when he actually told me he arrowed this, I was like, dude, you're looking at.
Do I know him?
Big. You may have been on live with him.
Okay, don't say anything else.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
That deer needs to get figured out.
It's
I mean,
a deer like that's
like 215.
Huh?
215.
Gross. Yeah, typical. He doesn't have many non-typical.
You should put a picture of the deer.
So well, that's the thing is we don't want to do that.
No, you can't.
But if somebody knows about it,
you need to have a neutral party like us post it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So if anybody knows of a giant typical that the guy who shot it doesn't want to talk about,
that side profile picture is the one to post. Because
you see the side profile and like, oh, that's a big deer, and then you look at the one where it's front facing and you see how wide and like the frame of him, and you're like, holy shit.
I mean, that's got to be 215, don't you think?
Yeah, he's got to get a bounty on that thing.
So
we need to figure that out. That's fucked up. Wait, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, you do.
Good lord.
Oh my god.
Really?
Deer come in trailing a doe, and he just.
I know.
What do you do
I know
when a
you're
deer
talking
that big walks in?
Shoot it.
Shit your
You
fucking
shoot
pants.
it, right? And he said he watched
Shot.
this deer lay down, and if he could have, he was like 70 yards away. If he could have, he would have put another arrow in it. Like he already had an arrow in it.
All right. Question is: we made bold statements getting on here. Is that story 100% true to your knowledge?
100% true to my knowledge.
Okay.
So
Well,
if anybody
that's
knows of
fucked up.
a
That's
200-inch typical that no one wants to talk about that comes from, I guess I can't. I don't want to say the state.
No, you can't. You can't say it yet.
Why is that? I feel like that would help.
That's a good point. It would help.
Make a Facebook post about it.
Because
separate from the episode.
I mean, there's not a lot of 200-inch typicals that get killed out there, but
a lot of 200-inch typicals get killed anywhere.
Like at this point, like there's a lot of talk that could go. There's a lot of ways that this could go.
It's between Kansas and Ohio for sure.
Kansas or we'll say California and Maine, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think what you do is you almost have to call out the state, but it's not my place to do it.
Yeah, I don't think he would. He told me not to say.
Well, then yeah, don't say.
No, it's gone.
It's in the east. It's in the east.
Oh, it's in the east.
It's in the east.
Eastern Midwest or
How
the
far
east?
east?
Okay, it's in Pennsylvania then.
East.
Okay, I don't know if it is. I just guessed. All right, well, I don't know. We can't really say anything else because we're gonna get into stuff you don't want to bring up with that. But
yeah,
that's
I mean,
fucked up.
he's like he gave me the green light to talk about it. If something came up that I wanted to talk about it, and I feel like I need to try to do him justice a little bit. And hopefully, maybe it'll come out.
Big typical killed.
Eventually,
east.
eventually, it's got to come out.
Bottom line, that deer has to get posted on the internet by somebody from a neutral party to say we need a bounty on this thing. This thing was stolen. Like that's what has to happen because
GoFundMe.
Because then what? Then what?
Yeah,
it's a secret, and there's this big typical floating around, and then nobody knows about it.
It just depends because.
Why does it need to be a secret?
Yeah, okay, so
like, I don't get the secret of it.
It's already dead.
I know, but like
we don't want it destroyed.
Don't want somebody to throw it in a fire and burn it up.
We don't want it destroyed.
At this point, though, just
I don't
saying
think
what we're
anybody
saying.
would.
Yeah, unless you're the guy who stole it.
Okay, but here, think of this situation. You pick this deer up in this state, but you live in this state, and there's illegal stuff that goes on, and you transport that across lines. Lacey Act violation. That's a felony. Bye-bye.
What?
Kurt's a felon.
Calling me.
Of Kurt.
Thanks, guys. There's enough pictures of that deer just from that trail camp sequence that Classic Racks could print him a fucking replica right there, and it's worth the money.
I'll talk to him about it. He doesn't listen. I don't think he may listen to this one. He doesn't listen to podcasts regularly. He just doesn't listen.
I think I know who it is just by the vagueness. I think I can guess, but I'm not going to do it on air.
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah, I know who it is. Yeah.
So big, huge bummer for him. Obviously, state record and
he needs it, however much money it costs to get that replica through Classic Racks, which they can do through trail cam photo, especially when you have a sequence of boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
he needs to get it done.
Yeah,
because you know what? At least he has it.
Yeah,
and then serve justice in the meantime.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really big bummer for him. But I feel like we were talking about things being stolen. I was like, fuck.
I don't know what we're talking about getting stolen, but that's a great segue.
Your Buffalo.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a fucked up deal, dude. I don't know. I really do not have an explanation.
I'd like to think it didn't get stolen.
I would think the likelihood is not great, but why didn't we find it? But I will tell you, there was a spot on that property. Another guy came in that was actually in for the G2 Shep, and those boys shot a buffalo, and this buffalo ran into this low, dark, bushy area that we know the buffalo frequented. We just didn't know if my buffalo would make it that far, and his buffalo went in there and actually charged and ran over Nathan, and they ended up killing it. And then they went in there like, Kurt's buffalo's got to be in here, and they had like 12 dudes. They went in there like kind of scanning to find my buffalo and got charged by a young bull unprovoked, and they're like, it's just too dangerous in here. Buffalo are no fucking joke.
Yeah, man. That's wild. I've seen the video. I can't believe that it didn't die.
We watched him fall down. That's what's so crazy. We watched him tumble, and I'm talking to Stu. I'm like, do I throw another one at him? He's like, dude, he's dying right there. And then hit the ground.
Yeah. In the moment, like, right? Like, you're like, oh, he's done, right? Like,
yeah.
But it's like, it's another learning point of bow hunting. Like, if you can, keep flinging them.
Double tap, baby. when I was there, like, you gonna come back next time and shoot another one? I'm like, fuck no. Like,
they don't die.
I just fucking pinwheeled that thing.
I couldn't have put a better arrow in this buffalo.
Yeah.
It went all the way through.
Yeah, it's like it passed through. So, but I think I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. I got 2 animals for sure on the list, and 1, like, depending on what happens with the first 2 when I go back in 26. And
I want to go, but
dude, you gotta. You would love it.
I want to go. I've talked to Sam about it.
Come in 26.
I'll try. I'll do everything.
26 would be the year to go because we got some badass camps with a lot of badass dudes. Like, you got to think, though, too, like, all these people are like, I'm going to go one day. Well, I get it. Me too. And, like, I get that feeling. But right now we're putting the camps together where everybody's excited. So, like, Austin Chandler said this. Austin's a fun guy to be in camp with. He's gone twice. Austin might have 1 more, and then Austin's kind of like, he feels accomplished because he's killed everything he wants to kill.
Yeah.
And you're going to see, he'll probably still go, but you're going to see his trips taper off. It'll be like a long time before he goes back again. But then, like, we got the Trophyline guys are going. We got the Grizzly boys going. Like, we got a list of badass dudes that are fun to have in camp to make you feel comfortable and have more fun while you're there. They're all going to go in 26. And it's not sustainable for all those cool ass dudes that everybody wants to hang out with in camp to go every 2 years forever.
Yeah.
So I get it. It can be expensive at times, but it's also more affordable than you think. So if you're planning on doing it, you want to do it in the next 10 years, try to figure out in the next 4.
Yeah.
And
I went to the clinic you guys did 2 years ago, and yeah, like you guys are saying, it is affordable. Like,
you can do it.
It's a lot easier to do than what you think it is.
You have to be realistic about what you want to do, though.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to kill a kudu,
no, I'd be going like for an Impala and, like, just, I want to go just to experience it and have a getaway type thing.
Here's my advice. If you're going to go and you're on a hard budget, kudu for your number 1. If you get a kudu, great. If you don't, you don't. Kudu, Gims-Buck, Impala.
Yeah.
And then if you don't get a kudu, you get your Gims-Buck and Impala.
Shoot a warthog. They're sick.
They are cool.
Warthog and an ostrich, that'd be cool.
Please go shoot all the ostriches. All right, let's get to this. Gear changes for you, the crew that will happen off season. Arrows, broadheads. We were talking about. That's how I got started talking about heavy arrows.
Yeah. Kind of went on a
and bows. We got into the bow thing with the new prime.
I don't think nothing major gear changes wise for me.
I'm gonna have a broadhead switch.
I'm gonna have a broadhead switch.
I'm just all over the place every year. Like, I've changed things all throughout the years. Like, I'm with Osseo Gear now, so that's hopefully that renews this year, and I'll stick with that. But
yeah. Ours will be. I want to shoot a different release just to kind of like switch up from the Scott releases. And
boy, oh boy,
probably beast bro.
I've had a bunch of them.
I shot a tab.
What?
I shot a tab
in the
this
right
year.
direction.
You shoot a tab, or are you shooting glove?
I shoot tab.
Tab?
Yeah.
Tab.
I make my own tabs.
I want an index that shoots like a click.
I got one for you.
You do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of course he does.
Like, I want that pull through with. You know what I'm saying?
I thought there was one from Scott.
Yeah, but I'm not going to shoot Scott just for the principle of it.
Yeah.
And that's all. I have nothing.
Go to
It's all good shit. The broadheads. I shot the Slick Trick revivals this year. They're nasty. I've shot the Scott Hex for a decade.
Yeah.
And I like it all, but
so,
just leave an
question.
elite. I just want to switch.
Shoot
So
some mega
are
meats.
you still with Slick Trick, or is that?
No, not at all. Nothing outdoor group.
I shot the revivals this year.
They're great. They're nasty.
I shoot deer in the
I shot
ass.
my elk with it this year.
Yeah.
I shot does with it. They are great. For $99 for 3, I was like, for what they are,
They're
like,
expensive.
I had one disintegrate.
No, they disintegrate, but they kill.
Yeah, they kill. They for sure kill. But
I had
man,
them disintegrate on my kudu and my Gims-Buck, but everything else, like whitetails, it fucks them up. They
I
cannot
had
hold a revival.
high hopes for like being able to reuse them. They're $99 for 3.
Shooting
like,
heavy boned animals, though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you pinwheel them.
I shot a doe, and it was like I went to I retrieved my arrow, and it was like all I had left was
even on a doe?
on a doe.
See, on whitetails, it was like a slaughter fest for me.
I shot a doe. First time that broadhead's ever been shot, and it like all I had left was the ferrule, and it was just like.
See, that's how it was on my Gims-Buck and my kudu, but I'm like hitting them up the leg. You know what I mean? Like
And
dirty.
like
shots.
you said, they do kill. Like, I just shot one of those a couple days ago when I shot those locked up bucks. So it's like they work.
I'll tell you this:
I had higher hopes for them. I guess.
any broadhead I shoot, I don't expect to use it twice.
No,
Nope.
no.
Yeah.
But
Unless you're paying $200 for 3 of them,
Do you reshoot a bullet?
iron wills or something.
right.
No. You don't.
See, I got a couple broadheads in mind. Here's the thing: I got nothing against anything outdoor group. Like,
no,
obviously great shit. We've used it forever.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way. I'm not like bitter. It's just honest. But the way it all went down could have been handled a little cleaner. You know, like basically, our contract was expired. We were talking about renewal. They're like, "Yep, we're doing the renewal." Then they were like, "Oh yeah, but we got to do this way, you know, this." And I'm like, "Well, no, we're not going to do that." And then it was like, "Okay." Then called me back a little bit. "Hey, no, all of a sudden we're good to go. We're going to do this." And I'm like, "This is not the relationship we want."
Yeah.
So and then the next day I sat it up for a night and we called them like, "We're not going to renew. This is bullshit. This is not the relationship we want."
After what?
9 years almost.
9 years of being together, and it's just like questionable whether or not you want to continue.
Well, as I told him on the phone, and I'm not going to say his name, but the guy in charge over there now, I go, "You clearly don't understand the thousands of bows we've done and sold for your company."
I bought one.
So, well, you've been to the shoot. How many elites are floating around?
A lot.
And at the time, there wasn't even an elite dealer in our area. Now there is.
Yeah.
At the time, until this last year, there wasn't an elite dealer in the area.
Yeah.
So
two of them in the Quad Cities now.
Now there is.
Yeah.
But I told him, like, you go to our bow shoot and there's 200 elites floating around. I was like, and those guys are traveling to get elites.
Yeah.
And like the fact that you guys fail to recognize that is a huge bummer. You know.
Well, I bought one when they were direct to consumer still, I believe, because they went away from.
They only did that for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Well, as of recent.
Kurt, you bought your Synergy down at Presley's. Bartonville, and then I went and traded in a Bowtech Boss that I had, and went and bought a Synergy, and I shot my first year at ASA with the Synergy, and bought another one to hunt with, and then I just went through a whole phase of just buying.
Dude, you know how many of them we sold from 2015 to 2017 at the Bone Shed in Ottawa? Ottawa's like 2 hours from here.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Dude, you guys have sold hundreds of elites through the Bone Shed." And that was when our listenership was a 16th of what it is now.
Yeah. And they were the most like simplistic bow to set up.
Listen,
they were so easy to set up.
I love elite bows. They're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
They shoot great.
But it's not a relationship that I want to continue the way that it was. And I think
changes.
I think they'll wake up to it, you know. Which this will be announced by then. Larry Mack is gone. Larry Mack left for We Did.
Oh, really?
And now people know that because as of right now, it's not public. By the time this launches, it'll be public.
Okay.
So everyone's like, hopefully Larry Mack's still in the episode. Now Larry Mack will still be around.
Well, love Larry Mack. He's a great dude.
My prediction is you see a lot of people start trickling away from the outdoor group internally.
Yeah, I mean it's.
And I'm not talking shit. I'm just.
I mean, you can't dwell on the past. It's all bright future.
No, it's all good. The bows are great.
I think it's a good thing.
We still got elites hanging in here, man. I still love the bows.
And maybe they won't because they do build a quality product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Their bows.
Everybody does too, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it'll get sorted out, you know, and who knows what the future holds. But it was a great run, and they're great bows, and still believe in it. And obviously, like, you know, they're great. Obviously,
shit changes.
I'm excited to see what you guys pick up.
It's just business.
I hope everybody picks up something different.
Yeah, I hope I didn't come off negative in anything. But I'm just being as honest as I can.
Yeah.
It's all it boils down to. It's not something I wanted to continue and felt comfortable with.
Yeah.
From a like. It's a business deal, you know. That's it.
I'm excited to explore the broadheads. That's what I'm.
The broadhead thing will be fun. Releases. I'm excited for releases,
dude.
Can I give you a suggestion for broadheads?
Please.
G5 dead meat.
Yeah.
Yes, mega meats.
I like the mega meats.
Please try the dead meats, dude. They're one and done, right? Like a lot of broadheads are.
Yeah.
They're nasty.
Man,
I ass shot 2 deer this year with mega meats.
You were shooting mega meats out of a longbow?
No, the first I fell
the
out.
other year I ass shot all those deer.
at the beginning of the year, before season started, I fell out of a tree.
Okay.
And separated my shoulder.
Not hunting.
No, I wasn't hunting.
Just
I was
being
drunk.
Scotty.
I was drunk.
Okay.
And so I bought another compound to draw like 50. I was drawing like 54 pounds. Well, I'm not gonna miss out on deer hunting because of my shoulder. I was drawing with my shoulder locked into my side and pushing the bow away.
Oh yeah.
And then coming up. Well, my shoulder got better, but dude, those mega meats are fucking insane.
Dude, they put
I've
a
never
hole like this. You can fit
seriously this.
I've never shot the mega meats. I've shot the dead meats, but wow.
And I got extremely lucky on both deer I killed with those. But dude, it was like I've hit deer with a slug gun in those same spots, and they don't die within 70 yards.
Yeah.
Like
my bow buck last year, I hit him a little high, clipped the onside shoulder. So like with a rear deploying, if you hit the shoulder, even the soft part, you're not faring too well typically.
Yeah.
And I blew through the hard part of the offside shoulder with a Mega Man and broke the offside shoulder.
Yeah.
And it was buried in the ground on the other side.
Yeah.
They're pretty nasty.
They're gnarly,
man.
dude.
They are. I think they're. I'm not a huge fan of mechanicals just because I had a rage fail on me a couple of years ago.
Which
the damn O-rings.
They're all prone to do that.
Well, it was a tripan, so it was actually the one of the collars one. It was partially me. It was partially the broadhead. Like it was a little bit of quartering too. I hit the thick part of the scapula on a doe and it just didn't go fare well, and I hated that. So
should have shot a beast.
Yeah. Idiot.
Yeah.
Idiot.
I did. No, but
the sharpest, fastest deploying.
I'm not a super fan of mechanicals, but the only mechanical that I still shoot them, I still have them in my quiver to this day. The G5 dead meats.
So. Yep.
Listen, heard good things, seen good things. I get it. Who knows what'll happen?
Yeah.
Yep.
The Free agents is pretty cool.
It's a fun feeling. It's a fun feeling. I'm kind of worried about the release thing because I like that release so much. I want to explore, but I like shooting an index a little bit. But I want to like find one that I got to play. You got one in mind? You said, Scotty?
Call up Chris B.
I absolutely love the
Chris.
knock to it.
Give me that UV.
Knock to it and too smooth.
All right, I don't want a thumb button.
Okay.
And I don't mind shooting a traditional hinge with a click. I have to have a click.
I hunted with a too smooth, and it was fucking phenomenal.
I'll tell you this. I'm either shooting a hinge or I'm going to shoot an index style with a click.
I went back to an index style because I was struggling super hard with the thumb button.
Thumb button's not my style. I played with them. I'm not a fan. It's just personal preference.
Yeah.
I want full blown hinge, or I want like an index that functions like a hinge. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I can shoot a regular index that just is a pull through, because I think I have that. I still keep that pull through style because I've shot a hinge style release for so long.
I want to say Carter makes one. I think. I'm not for sure.
Carter makes the knock to it, right?
Yeah, Carter does, but I think they make.
I've got a buddy who's
hinge
a release guru. I'll talk to him.
And then there's
I know B3 makes some good ones.
The one in Iowa City.
Oh, okay.
He's their main bow tech.
I know B3 makes some good
Fin and
releases.
Feather in Iowa City.
Oh, dude, I love that place.
I've only been
Colton
there
Weirs.
once. I live 45 minutes from there. I've only been there
Really?
once. Yeah.
He's who does all my bow work.
I went there
I
to
don't
buy
do any of
like
it.
traditional archery stuff when I first got into traditional archery in like 2019.
So this is a thumb button. I'm on Carter's website. That's a thumb button, the Revelation.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on here.
Thumb.
Whisper
all
two,
thumb.
thumb. Is everything they do thumb?
Majority of it, yeah.
That guy looks happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves it.
That chick's hot. She's
So the two finger, like I love
This?
the two finger thumb.
See, I just
Just shoot one. Go try a bunch of stuff.
I already know I can't do it.
Like two finger and a
Are these thumb button?
Yeah.
No, those look like hinge.
That's a true back tension release.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A hinge.
So that is holding that peg and drawing back,
and
then let go.
letting off of it and pulling.
I
through
can't
the
do
sear.
back tension.
They're
Yeah,
kind of.
It's not a hinge, it's a back tension.
Yeah.
That's what I'd rather have.
A pull back.
That.
Yeah.
Like a true back tension.
Pull
Yes,
through.
yeah.
Pull through.
So then it would be Dudley's Silverback. The two finger is just like where it's at.
One of these, I think, is what I would like the back, like a Honey 2, or this probably the 2 Moons. That's probably where I would be.
Yeah.
So that's technically.
Oh, what do we got
three-finger,
here?
Right.
Only small.
That would probably be my jam right there.
Yeah, we can't clip that on.
Yeah, you can't let it hang there.
It's a hook.
No, I know that.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah. I don't have the release I shoot is that with a wrist strap right
Oh.
now currently.
Oh,
Never mind.
So,
You're
like,
fine.
Yours has a rubber band to bring the claw back.
Yeah, that has a reset, right?
That wouldn't.
You just set it and grip and
You
pull,
would
put
set
tension
it,
on it to pull
pull,
back. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I've shot mine with the rubber band broken before
Oh, okay.
a lot, and I just set it and hook it. And
In that case, I would try a Silverback, which is a 2 finger, and I would try.
my hand's been
That
broken
one?
so many times though, my right hand, that I have to have like a longer release. Like I just feel like
You pull more on the outside of your hand than the inside of your hand?
I pull more.
Well,
Like-
2-finger would be perfect for that.
Yeah, but I just feel like with my hand being broken, I want more on it. Maybe not
Yeah.
though. I got to play with it. I broke my
Let's
right
just go
hand
to
a
Fin and
lot.
Feather someday, and we'll just shoot it.
Yeah, no, shoot it.
Colton will let
Just
us.
shoot a whole bunch of shit.
They've got
hold
a
on.
huge selection. That's just
There you go.
trigger.
See, that might be what I want right there.
So
You'd be like Mike.
it'll be an adjustable sear.
I like Mike too.
I think I'd like that.
Yeah. So like that's like the True Ball release that I
Yeah,
have.
it'd be just like a regular pull
Yeah,
through.
it's an index, but they have an adjustment screw in them
Mm-hmm.
that you can set them up either really heavy for a lot of pull on it
Or
super
you barely
light.
touch it and it
Yeah.
goes off.
My buddy's dad, he has one that you hold the trigger and then you let out to shoot.
As you let go, it goes
Oh.
off. Yeah.
That'd be different.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They have one of those
Interesting.
at Fin and Feather I've used before. I go there all the time and mess with stuff.
I've
and
never
just shoot
used
different
one, but
releases.
it's a cool idea
You
to me.
squeeze it and let.
Yeah, you hold
Oh,
on to it. They
yeah.
make shotguns that way too. It gets rid of target panic because you can't easily
Shotguns?
Oh,
That's
no
wild.
shit.
Yeah, like trap shooters, like big time trap shooters have them where you pull it, you hold it, and to shoot you let go because you can't slam when you
Yeah.
release. So it gets rid of punchy.
No way. I never
Yeah.
even thought about that. That's
You
cool.
click it. I've seen the one I saw was a thumb. You click it on there, you draw, and you just slowly release the pressure on your thumb. And when it gets enough pressure release, it just launches.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And
All
then
right.
when you get really comfortable with it, and then the whole thing just comes out of your hand, farther than the arrow.
Just let the release go when you shoot.
Yeah, I've done it twice.
Yeah, I don't want that. Here's the thing: if it's too complicated, I'm just going to shoot an index, and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not stressing about it. All right, moving on. Jackson asked your thoughts on drones and how they can be controlled to keep fair chase.
Ooh.
We've talked about this a lot. I think
Yeah.
you pay for a permit if you're going to have a drone business to do your thing.
I think also the drone guy goes, he finds your deer dead, he can tell you where it's at. If it's alive, he says it's alive, and that's it.
Yeah, kind of like he goes off by himself
Yeah.
and does it. I agree. I think they're really just watching videos and stuff based off of it. Like, yeah, it's great to be able to find deer.
Yeah.
And I agree with Jordan. If you're not if it's not dead, then just have him tell you it's not dead.
Like you don't get to watch the drone
No.
guy operate.
He just like, yep, it's not dead. I'm not telling you where it's at. It's alive.
You're like, I found it. It's not dead. You know, it is what it is.
Can they tell you fatal or not fatal?
No, they just say, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he can tell you where it's at.
I mean, I guess
Where
it's
the
just,
hit's at.
it's just an opinion, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's fatal or not fatal.
True, very true. All right, Jamie wants to stir everything up and ruin this whole podcast. Any thoughts on Bomar? Laugh out loud or bracket? Yeah, that.
I think we beat that to death enough.
Yeah, there's a lot
over
of
the
thoughts.
years.
There's a lot of thoughts.
You know our thoughts.
I had beef with Bomar for a little while.
You did?
Yeah. Well, not like he blocked me.
Oh,
They blocked me on all social media
sad.
because I was getting after like when their Nebraska thing was happening. It was like I've read the court documents, and he was like telling these like, "Oh, this is how it was. It's just a speeding ticket." I was like, "No, there's like text conversations of you saying you did this and this and this. Like, stop trying to pass it off as it was nothing. Like,
Right.
tell it like
Just own it.
admit you're wrong. Like, if you admit you're wrong, at least we can say you have some type of integrity to you, a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd rather be wrong than have integrity.
Yeah.
I will say I did shoot the beast this year. I wanted to try him.
No one cares, Lee.
Okay.
There is a question about it.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
How'd you like them?
It served its purpose.
Yeah.
I don't think it was any different than a rig.
It wasn't. You could just put it right back into your quiver like they claim.
Well, maybe if I hadn't left it in the back of my Ranger for a week.
Okay.
Maybe.
Here's the thing, dude.
I've
It's
seen
just
some
another
tests.
2-blade expandable. It's
Yeah.
just-
Like, don't get me wrong.
I'm not saying it's bad.
It was out of the package the sharpest broadhead I've ever touched. Like they give you these little finger things to lock them down, and you sure as shit better use them because you'll cut your fingers. I tried it without it, and I cut my finger. Like, it is sharpest out of the package I've ever seen.
I think it was he did a very good job marketing them and made probably a boatload of money off it.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But like with my deer, it wasn't and I was shooting the 2.0, not the 2.3. It wasn't an overly huge entry hole or exit hole. I mean, it served just like a Rage for me. So
Shoot what you want to shoot. There's better broadheads out there, or there's broadheads out there that'll do the same thing for a cheaper price.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on Bowmar.
We already talked about the prime. That's a question that comes up a lot here.
Bam. Is Kurt going to pick up a trad bow next season?
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and say probably not.
Yeah, I'll also say no.
You did it. You did it. You shot a 200-inch buck. You did it.
Going too far.
I'm pretty sure there's episodes out there that said once you shoot a 200-inch buck, you're doing it.
You're going to draw it back just
I think
all
that was me.
weak-handed. But what the fuck are you doing?
I think you did it. I think you're ready. I think you dropped.
I was going to talk, but I just want to hear you guys speculate on me.
Deer
for a little bit.
specific.
You won't.
He's got
do it.
deer that'll be around next year. That
if the deer that we talked about earlier shows up, fine, don't do it. But I think if he doesn't, do it.
It's not that fucking hard. God damn.
It's
I haven't said anything.
It's really hard.
In the ass.
But it is
Just shoot him closer.
All right, let me tell you this. Let me set my case here. I'm in, okay? Listen, I'm about it. I'll do it. I will do it. But here's the deal. I also enjoy the logistics and the process of shooting a compound, and I want to do that, and I will do that. But I will say I will also shoot a compound, and depends on how I feel with the compound. I can't come in here.
Trad.
Or I'm sorry, yeah, trad bow. I've had some drinks. Compound obviously is going to be in the wheelhouse. I enjoy shooting them. I always will. The process, it's fun. Trad, if I get a bow I feel comfortable with and I can feel confident with it, and over the summer and roll into season, think like I got the distance thing down. I can get close to them. It's how I feel shooting it. If it might take me 2 summers of full blown shooting and into the fall to feel comfortable. But if I don't feel like when I draw my bow back to shoot at a deer, if I feel like hope I hit it, then I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
It definitely takes a dedication to it over the summer.
So
I don't know how
I'm telling you, I'll do it.
Felt about it.
Let me finish making my case here. If I can get a bow that I can kind of like call mine and get intimate with and shoot it and get the right everything and feel good and do the thing and all that, yes, I will.
Knowing what I know, yeah.
What does that mean?
All right.
Leave it there.
So I don't know how you felt. I was super confident shooting at a target. I missed a deer. I missed a doe with my longbow earlier this year before, and I was like, it's like I was shooting at a target, but then after I missed, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna hit this deer.
I spent 4 years missing deer.
Yeah, and so did I.
But I had an absolute riot doing it.
I started shooting. I
can't do that. I can't have my target buck come in, and I'm like,
I didn't.
Oh fuck!
Like I didn't have.
Can't wait to miss him.
I wasn't going after a certain deer or nothing.
Right.
Like I was going out. I was what I thought I was good, and compared to now with what I know now. It was like, holy shit.
It is 100% different shooting at a deer than shooting at a target.
I'm not even confident shooting at a target. Maybe I should just go straight to deer.
We just need to have...
Maybe.
Just need to... No.
I can guarantee you this. You're going to miss.
No, maybe not.
Chad says it perfectly. You'll have more fun missing.
I'm open-minded. I'll do it if I can do it. If I feel good doing it, if I can get a bow that I like, and I feel good and I shoot all summer and I'm like, man, I'm going to do this, then I'll do it. But if I'm like, I'm just not there yet, let me keep shooting. In the meantime, I'll enjoy shooting this compound and go hunt.
I'd say if you can, hunt a year or two for does and keep yourself limited to 10, 15 yards.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah.
I would say like when you had Matt on, like how his shooting process is, like the reason it took me so long is because I tried all these different shooting processes, and
Matt would skyrocket the mentorship by just being like, "Come, bring your bow, come up for another episode, and just get me going."
Yeah, like
you need to experiment.
He's got a way that he can, he does like a certain string walk and uses his broadhead for a yardage. That it works that way. He
groups
point.
Like he's shooting with a compound.
Yeah,
yeah. So string walking is by far the easiest. It's not the most efficient. So string walking, you're going to get arrow flight issues out of it. when you move up and down the string,
it helps
string
when you
walking,
have
it's changing the tune of your bow.
Yeah.
It's changing how your bow shoots.
But that's when you have an ILF bow, like what Matt shoots.
Yeah.
You can set the tiller of the limbs for shooting 3 under or
we making gardens
string. It's just it's how the limbs are set in the riser. Yeah.
So I personally shoot 3 under instinctive. I shot a buck this year doing that.
I do gap instinctive.
You do gap?
Yeah.
Yep.
I just pull back and shoot.
I put my pin where it needs to go.
So I started with gap, and I played a little bit with string walking, but then I found instinctive being the best. So like the buck that I shot this year with the longbow was instinctive. It's kind of a hairy story. Same kind of story as yours. Yeah. Public land. I was hunting hard with it on public land. I didn't hunt outside of the city this year with a compound bow. It was longbow only. I was super dedicated since like 2020 to try to shoot a buck with my longbow. Went out one morning, saw like a 160 on public land. I was like, I'm going to go back to that public land and hunt him. And went back one evening. It was supposed to stop raining. Got in there. It was done. It was drizzling a little bit. I got set up in the stand. I was in the stand for 15 minutes. I look up and here come a doe. Just looked like she was just put through the ringer, man. Mm-hmm. And behind her, here comes this like.
Seen a lot of women like that.
Rode hard and put away wet.
3-year-old buck.
Having a rough time.
And I was like, I got a longbow in my hand. Here comes a 3-year-old. I know there was a 160 in here, but
watch me shoot over his back.
I was like, I'm gonna shoot this deer no matter what. Like 120-inch deer, I don't care. He's coming. The doe cuts and crossed in front of me like 25 yards, and I tried to limit myself to 20, but I didn't know at the time. I was in the tree. I just got set up 20 minutes, and here come this doe through there. I was like, okay, 20 yards ish, give or take. Buck comes through. I draw back. He doesn't stop, but it was like it happened so fast during the rut. A buck behind a doe. It was just like second nature. I just like bat, and I just let the arrow fly. And I'm like, oh, what did I do instantly? And he keeps on walking. The arrow's traveling. Hits him, and I'm like, instantly, I'm like, oh, man, I can't believe I just did that. And I hit him right in front of the rear legs, really low. And I was like, I just gut shot this deer. And I didn't know. I didn't have time to range anything. I ranged it 27 yards. I'm like, oh, man, what am I doing? So, like, when I hit the deer, he kind of took off. He ran like 20 yards, and then he just kind of, like, went to a slow walk, tail tucked. And I'm like, okay. It's still raining, drizzly, super wet outside. This was, like, November 6th or something like that. Give it, like, an hour. I get down out of the tree. I walk over there, blood everywhere. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm seeing things. I look back at the footage because I film it, and of course, no, it hit him exactly where I hit him. And in a Snapchat group chat, I was like, this is where I hit him. This is what I'm seeing. They're like, go 50 yards, see what the blood looks like. You may have hit femoral. He may be only 80, 90, 100 yards away. And I walk 50 yards. There's blood. I mean, you know how it is when there's blood on the ground and it's rained, like the blood waters down super fast. And it's super hard to see, but I could still see blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh, this is giving me hope. I go 50 yards, and I'm like, all right, I'm backing out. Come back the next morning. Believe it or not, Eric's brother-in-law, Adam Smith, happened to be in the area. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey, you want to come help me try to find this deer? And next morning we went in there, and he went like 180 yards. And dead, piled up, died that night.
Boom.
Bam.
That's rad.
Longbow buck down.
That's pretty awesome.
Like 4-year journey, like trying to get a longbow.
See, that gives me hope.
Finally did it.
I'm open-minded.
Dude,
that's exciting.
If we can do it, you can do it.
Yeah.
And public land trad bow deer.
Yeah.
Kiss your public land asses.
The nice thing is that we've went through the struggles that you don't have to go and sit there and try to figure certain things.
You guys
out,
are oppressed, and I got white privilege. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Like there is ways to like shortcut people.
What?
Like I
drink.
Oh. I mean, I had Shad and Tubby to talk to you all the time about
good mentors,
traditional stuff, but like actually shooting with somebody that really knows how to shoot. Like they live in Indiana. I don't get to shoot with them, so it was a bunch of watch YouTube videos. It's just like,
listen, bottom line, if I feel good, I'll do it. If I don't, I won't.
And knowing the different strategies you can take and different methods. Mm-hmm. I didn't know any of that. Like I watched the push video on YouTube.
Yeah,
when I first started. And I like tried all these shaming things, then I switched it up. But finding something that works for you in the beginning and then running with it,
yeah,
you can always switch up later down the road. But that's for sure.
I also switched to lighter arrows this year.
My trad bow arrow is like 530, and it's actually lighter than my compound arrow.
I shoot a 463 grain arrow out of 45 to 52 pound bow.
Well, we shot together at the shoot.
Yeah,
we were all shooting pretty good. It was a fun time.
Well,
you, me, Austin.
I was still shooting heavy arrows then.
Yeah.
So like gap instinctive, like you're holding your arrow at a point.
Yeah.
And then, well, now all of my gaps are like I hold about 6 inches under a deer, and it hits right where I want as long as I'm holding in line with where
I've always found just like picking a hair and staring at it and just going through the motions is like what works for me. But it's different for everybody. Like I've done string walking, it works. You have your tip of your arrow for a reference, it works. But I just feel like it's just like throwing a baseball, right? Instinctive. Like you're staring at a spot, you come to full draw, you let it go, and it's like your arrow ends up there.
Until it's not.
Or you misjudge yardage and the deer ends up being 27 versus 30 and he's walking.
I used to think that way with like the throwing baseball mentality. Arrow setups will change all that.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll get into all that. I'm sure if we do it, you'll hear a lot about trad stuff. We'll see. We'll see what happens, okay? I'm open-minded to it. Leave me alone, okay? I know I killed 200, all right? It's just fucking, I'm going through some shit, all right?
You said after you killed 200, you're going to do it, so...
I believe you did say that.
If you're a man, you're a fucking word.
A lot of shit I did say, okay? I am a man of my word.
Your life is on record here.
I know, it's a fucking major problem. I can't ever run for political office.
600.
You said faggot 452 times in the year 2024.
696 episodes in, and it's all on there.
Hey, you know what? At least I did what I said I would do. And up to this point, unless I don't, then fuck you.
Up to this point, I'm not.
You didn't chuck your bow out of the tree.
It wasn't my bow to give, and I didn't know that deer was going to score 200 for the record.
You said I just killed a 200-inch deer when you called Rachel.
All right, listen, footage is incriminating. I get it. Right?
Next question.
But I did give my bow to Stuart.
Yeah, okay, I forget.
But I do got to talk to him because I was like, man, I did kill like my biggest buck ever with that bow. It'd be nice to kind of like keep it. But I do have another bow I can give to him that's like actually a more expensive bow, but I didn't kill a 200 with it, so it doesn't mean as much.
I don't think he'll care.
Yeah, he won't give a fuck.
You can give him mine.
He will understand. No, that's my bow. We got another bow we'll give to him. Anyway, listen, all right, I get it. I hear you loud and clear, all right? I got a low self-esteem right now.
Just give him a longbow. He'd be like, what the fuck?
Have this, bitch. No, I'm actually on top of the world, if you know the truth. So, but I appreciate you guys hold me to the things I talk shit about. Never thought I'd kill. All right, for the record, I also told everybody if I killed a 180 plus this year, I'd get a face tattoo. And I accidentally fucking did it. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I got to get a face. I got to think about this a little bit. So give me some time.
What's your mom going to think?
My mom already hates me, dude. No, my mom actually is awesome. She just, she doesn't care about the tattoos. Today, she's like, you haven't given me, I talked to her on the phone, you haven't given me any Christmas ideas. And I go, just buy me a fucking gift card to Freedom Inc. I'm not participating in that. That's what she told me. I'm like, all right, that's fair.
Deal.
Sorry, Mom.
So just give me money.
It's fair. It's fair. Luke asks, what is your and WCB dudes go-to tactic when you cannot figure out a target buck you're hunting and why? For example, going deeper into bedding, decoys, calling, etc. What has worked for you?
I think just bouncing around. Moving cameras.
Don't fucking overhunt it.
No.
Yeah.
Don't overhunt it, but then at the same time, like, move assets around, move your cameras around, try to figure out what he's doing.
I think bouncing around too much too, like, all right, so questions are, do you have a target buck already, or are you trying to find a target buck? And depends what kind of target buck you're hunting, what his behavior is, like what his personality is to a point. Like, for example, is he all over all the time, everywhere, or super
You got
sparse?
them one time.
I think it depends on how you have your camera set up too. I run a lot of scrape cameras.
That's valuable.
So if you're running scrape cameras and you're hunting a deer and he's showing up in late October, yeah, he may go boom, 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 and hit all 6 of your cameras.
Yeah.
But if you have cameras spread around, like, okay, is he coming from this bedding area or is he coming from this bedding area? Okay, he's on this camera and then he hits this scrape and then he goes over here. Like, that's more strategic than just having cameras on scrapes along a field edge that he may just work the line and hit 3 or 4 times a night.
I think a lot of people fail if we're going to talk camera sightings on tactic, I think a lot of people get a picture of a deer and then all they do is like envision the deer in front of the camera and not how we got to the camera. And if you get another picture of him, okay, what do you do to get to the next camera? Because he's not straight lining from one to the, depends on your property, but generally, you know, don't box yourself into he's on this camera. This is all he did. Well, where did he come from to get to that camera? Where did he go? If you have another picture of him the same day, how do you get to that camera? What's the probability of him going from here to here? And how long did it take him to do it? There's so much, and people try to like deer do a lot of shit from one camera photo to the it could be the same camera on the next day or a different camera the next day.
Even if it's an hour.
It's an hour. Deer do a lot of shit. Yeah. Imagine being a rutted up horny buck and you get a picture in one spot. Okay, what are you going to do and how would you behave before you get it? If say you're lucky enough to get 2 pictures in a row on 2 different cameras or, you know, in the same day, think about the shit he did from tree to tree.
Yeah, well, so I have cameras. Well, you know where I hunt one of my properties. Mm-hmm. I have 6 or 7 cell cameras on that property. Some of those cameras ended up being like 50 yards apart. It may be 2 hours from, okay, he was on this camera. He goes 50 yards. Okay, 2 hours ago, he was on this camera, but now he's on this camera. Mm-hmm. What's he doing for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Right in this little area.
Fucking
What's
around.
he
Doing deer shit.
I would say one phrase that hits that one very well is when you can't figure out a buck like that is scout more than you hunt.
I think too, and hunt when it's good, or and it's. I think just
it's got to be really good.
Pick your intrusion.
It's got to be really good. Like hunt when it's really good. If you're gonna get aggressive, hunt when it's really good. Don't go in there when it's okay. Go in when it's like this is a once in a year type cold front or once in a year
high
type
probability
day.
hunts. Like where I killed Floppy last season, I hunted that stand one day this year. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Most of my big deer that I've ever shot have come out of stands that I've hunted for the first time. Mm-hmm. I go back there multiple times. I don't have big deer walk in front of it. It's always first sit type things.
I was second sit on both these deer in both those spots. Yeah. So there's something to that.
There is.
You know,
they know you're there.
Yeah.
They can smell you.
Yeah.
They know where to go and where to avoid. Mm-hmm. If they smell you and I don't think they're dumb. Like, yes, they're dumb, and to some sense, like
they are goats.
Great Outdoors guys. It's like, he's just a goat.
Waddell says goat. They're goats.
He's like a goat,
Nick
right?
Morris too.
Morris, yeah, Nick Morris.
Nick Morris. That's who I was thinking of.
Nick Morris is his famous. I gotta call Nick too. Great dude.
I don't own a goddamn goat farm, so I don't know what goats do. Okay.
Well, he says like he's just laying in there, not that smart, and sometimes you just go in there and kill him.
Yeah, but also I think high pressure deer also can they know what human scent is. They know that people are shooting deer. Like if your scent goes from a field edge to a tree stand and it just all of a sudden goes up a tree, like I think they're gonna avoid that tree.
Yeah, I think too, but also I try to think of it in different ways. Like to answer your question, Luke, I think less is more, and more thought into what you're doing will benefit you in the long run.
Yep.
Even though you will run yourself mentally in circles, I think you learn a lot from doing that season after season. Lee and I talk almost every day during season, and we mentally, especially me, that's the way I am, but I think I have like chronic ADHD issues, and I'm just like run myself in circles, but I'm always thinking about it. I never am not thinking about what I'm going to do. So I think less is more in far as your action, but I think the more you're cultivating thoughts and tactics in your head on what to do in this scenario and what if you did this and what if you did this, even if you're wrong and you're way off, you'll know in time, especially if you kill the deer. Well, I was way off because I killed him way down there and he was doing this. Well, now you know. Yeah. So another mature buck could do that in the future. But
or he's going to be way fucking different.
Or he's going to be way different. Yeah. You know, you just never know. That's the fun of whitetails.
We overthink things too much, I think.
Yep. Totally, but that's part of the fun, man. Like, I love that part.
The strategies for me, you said this on our episode that I'm not a killer. I enjoy the strategy more than I do the actual kill. The figuring it out. The chess match.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think something else that's beneficial is if you don't consider yourself a killer, or you don't have that resume up of like mature bucks or deer, that whatever category you want to kill, surround yourself with people who have, and talk to them a lot, and run game plans by them a lot, because they'll correct you. Mm-hmm. They'll correct you, and not in a, hopefully if they're good people, they'll correct you in like passively through conversation. Like, you know, Austin has done that a lot to me. I wanted to do this and this. Kurt, I think you just need to relax and just kind of just sit and think about it for a few days and see what happens. See what kind of weather we're going to get over the next 5 days. Yeah, it says it's going to do this on this one, but just see what happens and then kind of like cultivate your move from there. And it's cool. Like Austin came on the recovery on my big deer with me, and he's like, "You're figuring it out, dude." And it's like for Austin to give me those flowers, I'm like, "You think so, dude?
You mean that?
You got flowers?
You mean that?
Thanks for the flowers.
You mean that?
Do you see a pattern? Like, say you frequent an area more than others, but that area that you frequent seems to be like what you've seen in past history a deer use more. Do you see a pattern from where if you start paying more attention to that area, deer shifting what they do?
Yes.
For sure. But I also think this a little bit because I had an area that I didn't pay attention to before last season. And then after like sitting off from a spot and observing, and then eventually I was like, I'm going to put a trail cam down here to see like if what I saw in the flesh is a thing that's actually going on when I'm not in here to see it in the flesh. And I hung a spot, a saddle setup, and I sat there this year banking on the same type of movement on the right winds only, and I didn't overhunt it, and I didn't see the trail cam pictures and the deer like I thought. And I got it. I'll know next year when we're back on the same crop rotation from last season. I think it's a crop rotation thing for this certain spot. So it was beans this year, and it'll be cut corn this coming season. And I'm really banking on seeing the same shit I saw last season for the cut corn versus the season phases. So that's something I'm considering really hard for that. I don't know if that answers your question at all.
Well, what I realized this year is I've been hunting the same property for, I think this is the 4th year. Where I've had cameras in the past that have been dynamite tells me evening pattern, warning pattern, midday patterns. The deer aren't there this year. They've moved. They've changed something. Even areas that I maybe haven't put a ton of pressure on, like just put a camera in a bedding area. Things have changed a little bit. I think it has a little bit to do with crop rotation. But some of the areas that I have frequented, where I have put cameras in the past, where I've had to go in and change trail camera batteries, the deer have shifted 30, 40 yards. I've got 6 cameras on 60 acres. I should be getting deer.
Yeah.
I go there to hunt. I see 27 deer, 1 deer on camera.
Yeah.
Versus what a year prior would have been, every single one of those deer would have been on camera.
There is a lot to it. Now, what's the answer? It's all to that person to decide. But
my 20-acre property, I've always, ever since I killed Junk Brow on it, I've always basically sat back and like just observed, and basically I had a white pine in front of me and the bucks would come to it, but like overall movement, does and whatnot was in this one corner. And I'm like, you know what, for this upcoming year, which is this year, I'm going to go find a tree in that corner because every deer comes out right there and skirts the edge and walks 25 yards from that corner. Perfect. This year I put a stand there. I put a scrape post in there, and maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it's a big alfalfa field, and I'm like, I want something to draw them, even though they were already moving over there, which I probably shouldn't have done, whatever. And I never had a deer within 65 yards of me when I sat there.
It's crazy. They know we're there. They know what's going on. I think it's like you got to adapt and overcome. I think you got to take real time intel versus a lot. Sometimes you can take past intel and use it to your advantage, especially if you don't pressure a property super hard.
Yeah.
But I think if you're hunting a property for the same year, for like the 4th, 5th year, or years on end, and you put cameras in the same spots, maybe think about changing things up, because I think you're missing a lot. I know I am. I have 6 cell cameras on one property. It's 60 acres. There's only so much timber edge these deer can come out on. I get 1 deer on camera, but I'm sitting there and I can see 27 deer in the field. Like, they've changed something.
Well, that's like,
it's also kind of motivating too, because you're like, well, I thought a spot that sucked. You go there and you're like,
oh, it's not that bad.
Man, it's like, this is what I'd have to do before cell cams to like see this. And it's good to see that.
I got permission to put cameras on a property more or less for shed hunting, because the guy late muzzleloader hunts, and I have 8 cameras along this field edge. That's like 500 yards. And it's like, okay, these are the obvious spots. These are the 2 gate gaps. Here's where some trails are. The other day there was 47 deer in the field, and I had 1 picture of a deer.
Wow.
I have 8 along a 500-yard span.
You just got to know that a camera's not going to tell you everything. You got to, you can't ignore it.
You got to be the camera sometimes.
Yeah, you got to go in there and just see. And you know what? Bottom line, if you have a good entry exit and you have a camera in there and there's no photos on it, you got nowhere else to go. Go in there and just see what happens. Nothing hurts. Guess and check is not wrong.
Correct.
Because so many people won't admit it because the internet and influencers have beat down. You know, I get the high percentage hunt thing. That's what we try to do. But nothing is wrong with guess and check. Guess and fucking check. It's okay to be wrong.
I've noticed one thing on one of the farms I hunt. Usually, you know, everybody thinks soybeans are king for deer, you know. Late season food source, all that. Till about 3 years ago, this farm was great for soybeans. Deer in it all the time. I mean, literally all the fucking time. And something in the last 3 years, they show up more in corn than they do soybeans.
I
think it depends on when the weather shifts.
I think a lot of it has to do with bean variety. It would be interesting.
Well, yeah, seed salesman. Here we go. We're gonna get nerdy.
Sell feed, not seed.
Feed, seed. Feed, seed, same thing.
Mark Drury. So a lot of my dealers.
Are you saying like brand of crop?
No, like variety of crop.
Okay.
So different type of bean through the same company. A lot of my dealers also sell seed, and I was talking to Wade one day, and he was like, "Hey, you're a seed dealer, right? Or seed salesman, right?" I'm like, "No, I sell feed, but I have people who sell seeds." And sell seeds. Seed. He was like, "Well, we accidentally sprayed something. We sprayed the wrong thing and killed like 30 acres. Do you think you could get us some beans?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I was talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, Mark's got a couple questions." Mark jumped on, and he was like, "I need a really tawny bean, which is like a dark yellow colored." And he said he thinks he sees them consume them way better.
Like the actual bean itself.
Yes, is a different color. And we talked about it a little bit, but I'm sure it has something to do with protein level or fat levels in the product that drive the consumption better.
Like tannins, like acorns do.
I'm not a crop scientist.
Because you know, like they talk about acorns, like acorns that have more, like a deer prefers a white acorn over a red acorn, which has like a more. I think it's tannin.
Yeah.
Could that be something that you use as talking to the farmer? Ask him what seed that he planted.
Ask if he changed a variety 3 years ago and see what he says.
Okay.
Just curious.
Just to add it to that, chess match.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna need you to get your our person that we know that I needed him to get the best variety in there.
Good luck.
He told me it's a pickle patch and he doesn't really care about it that much.
Yeah.
So.
Roger, I'm gonna ask Roger that, and he's like, "What?
Who cares?
Yeah. Why do you care what variety of bean it is?"
Yeah.
Tell me.
I never thought about that, and I talked about Mark that day when I was trying to find him some seed, and he was like, "We just see him consume it way better versus like the white chalky bean versus like the yellowy colored bean."
Well, you
and
can
I think it
see
has something
that.
to do
I've
with fat
seen that
deposition
some of the time,
and
like
palatability.
Just based off of like what I've seen walking through bean fields, like a bean that's a little more yellow is almost a little softer than like a whiter bean. It's almost more brittle and it kind of breaks up to more pieces rather than squish.
Yeah,
more makes sense.
I would check on that. It'd be interesting to see if you noticed that 3 years ago he switched a company or switched a variety of beans.
Yeah,
interesting.
I wonder. I don't even know if he would know. I mean, I'm sure he would, but
yeah, well, he'd know if he changed a variety.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
There's almost more science into like deer. There is more science into deer habitat than there is to like figuring out a mature buck. I almost feel.
Oh yeah,
and I like
probably
like talking about the Westie versus Midwest. It's like, yeah, we may sit in tree stands, but like we also sit here and think about this stuff.
Yeah.
What is the farmer planning that 3 years ago that was, why is there so many more deer in this bean field? And
is that a Whiffles hybrid or what?
Like what's we're going that far into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, you Western hunters are dumb.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it next year.
Mule deer are dumb.
On my big steep plot, I'm gonna plant.
Untuck your ears. You hear them get out of their beds.
2 or 3 different varieties and plant it.
See which one they mow down.
This bores me.
That'd be cool.
Bores
All right,
me.
Kurt, breed a different one then. We were filling the gap while you went to the bathroom. You fucking part timer.
Stupid.
Well, how far?
Soybeans, edamame.
It just says how far deep.
Soy sauce.
It's just endless how deep you could go into trying to figure out a deer.
100%. Yeah, you're thinking about variation of beans.
I think you might think a little too hard.
When the neighbor is going to sit there one time and shoot that deer on her.
Yeah. The guy looks like me is going to go out there.
Dude smoking cigarettes, fucking, and
Some guy with blaze orange and a neck tattoo. He's gonna go out there and just wax his ass without even thinking about it. He's like, I don't know what the fuck you're stressing about.
He's gonna put it out his shop window and shoot him with a rifle.
Not quite sure how yellow those beans were, but that cocksucker's dead.
You're 10 grand deep. That guy's he didn't even buy his deer tag.
Yeah. You know what works better? If you kill 2 2-year-olds and then go kill a booner afterwards, and you work for a tree stand company.
Beans don't matter when you have big time.
Yeah. You and WCB crew have built renovated space. I don't know what context he means in that.
The neighboring building.
The next building.
I think he's talking about. I'm talking about. I think he's talking about your guys' studio.
Oh,
and I renovated a little room in my garage for like my office.
Oh yeah, it's a major pain in the ass.
It is.
That's the process.
Don't do it. That's what you do
drywall
differently.
sucks.
Yeah, that's the whole process. That's a brother. We'll just have to have you at the bar and talk to you about that.
You got to have a lot of friends.
Speaking of beautiful
friends,
you guys, the new renovation, everything. Good Lord,
thank you.
I got to redo the floor strips. They're dented up from the cart. I don't like that.
Yeah, we rolled the booth over it, and I told everybody, I said, don't roll the booth over the. Rolled it over. I go, look, you just dented the fucking.
Yeah.
Hey, it's character.
It's character.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna make it out of 16.
It's a story.
gauge
You
now.
don't want to get rid of that.
Okay.
It's character.
That cart can't beat me.
Okay. User 5606414972535.
I'm impressed that you read that so fast. Good Lord.
But then he put something at the end of it.
Socrates.
Socrates? Socrates? I don't know.
Socrates. User 5606414972535. Socrates. Okay.
That's pretty good, dude.
Is it Socrates?
Socrates. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Maybe.
Socrates.
You should be a rapper.
Socrates. Whose ego is bigger, Likoski, Span, or Bomar's?
Span.
I don't think.
No, I don't know if Spook Span's got an ego, does he? He just like is a swinger. He's wearing leopard print with his old lady and
I think
buys deer.
out of those three, I think Bomar's.
I don't know if
it's an obvious answer, but Span's killing it, dude. I think he's got money. He's paying for leads. And
he's not lying about what he's doing.
I don't think, based off of like the clips I've seen from the Hunter Pod, but then he's also like wearing leopard print with his old lady and maybe into some questionable sexual things. I don't know.
You have to have a pretty big ego to do
It's just what I'm drawing long conclusions from Instagram posts.
I guess we need to get Span and Bomar on a podcast together, and I guess that'll answer the question.
And Lee Likoski, all three of
There
them.
is not a chance in hell.
I don't.
No, you don't think?
I don't see why Lee.
Hey, Lee and Bomar are buddies, right? Like,
I don't see
why
Lukowski having an ego at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
He's
Lee's
a pretty humble guy.
I think Lee's self-made, and I'm a fan of the Lukowskis personally.
yeah.
He's definitely does not.
But listen, I'm
He's
not gonna
very
say
humble.
I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of like. I'm not a hater. Like I appreciate like what Spook Span does. Like if I had money, I'm not saying I would do like exactly how he does. I'd probably be a little more like transparent or just a little more.
No, he's pretty transparent.
Was he?
Yeah, he said that.
Yeah, he tells it straight up.
See, but I think that would bother me over time.
I mean, shit, if I had the money to go pay some dude to go hunt his farm that I know there's a big deer, I'd fucking do it.
All right, but hold on. There's a lot we're probably not getting.
If there was a 205,
we also don't.
I had
know
20 grand laying around that I wasn't going to do anything with. I'd be paying 20 grand to hunt a 205.
Easy.
Yeah.
He claims to have like 20 deer under 200. So
it's a fun conversation. I don't know. I think Bomar definitely has the biggest ego. I think Likoski I probably respect the most. Span is having a good time, and I can't be mad at him. I can't be mad at him for that, dude. The dude's he's obviously in shape and he's having a great time for his age. And Bomar, yeah, you know, he's doing his thing. So anyway, with CJ Alexander's punishments for his poaching charges too harsh or not harsh enough, I personally think he should get the death sentence.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm just kidding. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. That's a fucking joke.
I believe it.
I think they used him as an example. I think it was.
Well, how many people are going to use as an example, though? Well, it's like all of them are.
That's a good point.
Made as an example.
CJ, all the metadata they pulled of him being like, "We're gonna get rich," and all this shit.
Wild.
The amount of suspended time he got, I don't think should have been suspended.
I don't know what he got. I don't know all.
What do you mean by that?
So he got like.
What have you been up to, dude?
10 years
homies?
no hunting. And if he doesn't pay
So
like
there's
45,000 back within that 10 years,
He's only spent a couple months in jail for it.
Yeah, I think he needs.
But he has like 5 years of like suspended jail time or something. I don't know. You could
that?
probably
What does
Google
that
search
mean?
it. So like,
I don't know.
they suspended it based off like he has to do like some community service type stuff.
So it's
and if
not
he
jail
doesn't,
time.
if he doesn't fulfill those requirements, then his jail time comes back.
Okay. All right.
So he has to fulfill and pay like a certain amount of time of a certain amount of fines and a certain amount of time. If he doesn't do that, his jail sentence is then on like, what did I say?
Returned.
Yeah,
comes
he's
back.
returned. Yeah, he's coming back.
He'll have to do it.
Listen, do I think the dude should be behind bars for extended period of time? Not necessarily, no. But do I think he needs to be punished for him and his intention? For me, it's like the clear intent of the whole deal.
Yeah.
And then the fact to like go on. Dude, if that dude would have came in here and been like telling his story, do you think we wouldn't have been like...
I listened to the
100%.
podcast and I thought it was
Doug would have
bullshit.
been like, what?
Well, Doug's non-confrontational. I can be a dickhead, I guess. But like also...
I guess.
With us, it's not like you just come into a podcast and you leave.
Yeah.
Like, Zach, you've been here. Like, you come in, you hang out, we bullshit with you before and after.
Yeah.
If we catch a glimmer of any wrongdoing, especially before the podcast, and I think, especially in that situation, like, we're gonna maybe call you out.
Who did he have a hunting license when he shot the deer?
I don't know that information.
I think in my opinion, an offense like this, you should never be able to hunt again.
That's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So he
Agreed.
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
I don't think you should be able to pay back a certain amount of money.
And then hunt again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I
no
think
hunting.
what
put
he
the
should be
monetary
charged
value.
for is whatever the value was set
So-
by that deer, whatever the value is on that deer, or whatever he was telling people the value, that's what he should pay back.
Yeah.
And I don't think he should ever have a hunting license again.
Well, so the deer was bought.
Yeah. So
It
you
was
should-
bought. What did it get bought for? Do we know?
I thought it was.
I was like, I in my mind, I'm saying 20,000.
I bet that guy's pissed.
and how much does he have to pay back?
So he had to, so
45
supposedly it
or
was
46.
supposedly bought. He had to give back the money to the guy that bought it, right? Because the deer I believe was in the possession of the guy that bought it.
Which a dude like that already spent the money.
Yeah. So
Obviously.
he had to give that money back, and then he has like 45,000 that he has to pay, like fines that he has to pay. If he doesn't pay that 45,000 in fines, his restriction on hunting gets
Continues.
extended.
I think never hunt again.
He's got
still
10
pay that
years
same
to pay
amount.
that back.
Well, I think never hunt again. Still pay all that amount and plus whatever
But
back.
he's supposedly a like notorious poacher.
Oh yeah,
This
then
is-
fucking.
this is-
I heard-
this isn't the first time he's poached deer.
I heard he
Like,
didn't even have a license to begin with.
Well, so Ohio was weird. Okay, so
Cut his hands
if you
off.
own property,
cut his hands off.
I think like siblings or like children don't have to have hunting licenses in Ohio.
So it's kind of like Tennessee. My dad, if I lived in Tennessee and my dad owns property, he can buy. There's something to do with where I wouldn't have to buy a hunting license to hunt my dad's farm.
It's the same in
it's
Ohio.
directly related family.
Yeah. So I think if you're
Like,
a
if you were, like, a
if you're a
stepkid,
landowner
you'd
in
have to buy a
Ohio, you don't have to buy a hunting license or a deer tag to hunt deer.
And somebody can tell me I'm wrong, because
I believe that's correct. I heard that off the.
Because you don't live
I'm not 100%.
I heard that
sure.
off the Hunter podcast. So if I'm wrong, then just blame them, guys.
Dumb.
I bought a license every time I've hunted in Tennessee, just because I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also don't live down there, and I
and
I
that
didn't
money's
dig
going
too
back
deep
to
into buy a
conservation,
license.
right? Like,
Yeah,
it's going back to conservation. It's
Yeah.
if it's $50, who cares? It's 130.
It's
Who
not.
cares?
Tennessee is 200 and something odd
Okay,
dollars for
whatever.
a non-resident for 7 days.
Don't go.
he's
Don't go to the
rolling
bar
in it.
for 2 weeks and you're good.
Yeah,
Don't eat lunch like 4 days.
Speaking of like poaching and monetary values and whatnot, I have kind of a bitch with Iowa how they run it. You get fined based on the size of the deer.
A lot of states do.
Oh, really?
And I think that is a crock of shit
I think you
because
should
you're
get-
putting a monetary value on what's
Well,
about your deer.
I get
In
it.
my opinion, you run them to the fucking rail. It's 10 grand no matter. I think Iowa's $1,500 whether it's a doe or a buck, and then over a buck under 150 inches is 1,500, and then it's like in 5 or 10 inch increments over that it goes up.
I think if you just set the standard at the highest level, it keeps everybody from doing shit.
100%.
Yeah.
Set it at $15,000 no matter what the fuck you poach, and your poaching is going to plummet, just
But
like trespassing.
But I think if
Trespassing
you
in
have
Iowa,
proof, like with the CJ Alexander thing, where he's like, this deer's life changing, it's going to do
Yeah.
this, then
Right.
you take that dude and you just kick that motherfucker straight in the balls.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just make a straight example out of him. Listen, It's probably fair. Fuck him. He's a douchebag. All right, let's move on. Marcus Sneerly, do you think 18 to 55-year-olds should be shooting a Biden bow, aka crossbow?
We've grilled this.
It's personal situation, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm going to skip past these two because we beat it to death. Here's what I think. Listen, if you know you shouldn't be shooting a crossbow and you kill the deer and you get shit and you act like you don't know why you're getting shit, here's the deal. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll leave it at. You know. We don't got to get into it. You know, whatever gets you out there, but eventually, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
I believe in it for people that are disabled or...
We all know.
I don't even know if I am with kids getting into it.
Here's the thing. We all know. We don't even beat it down.
Yeah.
This gets beat to death on every podcast.
Do it or don't.
Every podcast.
Do it or don't, but you know. Here's the thing. You know at the end of the day when you go to bed, you know.
Grow up.
Yeah. I grew up shooting a muzzleloader during youth season. My kids will probably do the same.
I would rather my kids know a clean line between gun and bow.
Yeah. My crossbows aren't legal
We're not
for
trannies.
youths.
Yeah.
I'm not raising no tranny. You know what I'm saying?
Believe it or not, crossbows aren't legal for youths in Iowa. Every other weapon is, though, during youth season. Crossbows aren't, but
okay. We've talked about that already.
What's your favorite grunt?
Attending grunt.
One. Okay.
Next. I like the cum grunt.
There's a lot of this coming up, but I don't want to keep bringing it up.
We're talking about bass. There's a lot of comments about bass.
I don't want to keep bringing it up because there's no need to give that dude love. We already done that.
Yeah.
We've already done that. Okay.
Kind of did that.
God damn.
More Bass Pro Shops.
Jesus.
Late season public land mountain bugs. None of us are from the mountains, so sorry, Alex.
You don't know how to deer hunt. Sorry, that's something somebody else will say.
That rack hunter one's kind of funny.
We're right here.
What? Yeah, I see it. He commented on I believe the YouTube post of my first episode. He called me like a dipshit or something like that.
Hunting urban
bucks is the working man's high fence.
Isn't that the same number?
No.
Besides Socrates?
No, it's not. It started with a 5.
Urban hunting bucks is the working man's high fence hunt. I'd say you've never urban hunted deer.
When I see comments like that, I just feel like lack of experience.
If you clicked on his page, you're gonna see fake videos of him in a tree stand yelling at his son who's on a 4-wheeler saying, "You're not supposed to be on my property." All for clicks. Like, click on his page. He has videos with like a couple hundred views, and they're all faked.
What a douche!
He's just goose hunting.
Yeah, just clickbaity shit. Like
user 278-0400985-492. Something about feuding with haters and responding or ignoring them. Yeah, just fuck them. There we go. There's
damn. Keep your happy ass in Iowa.
Hey, guess what? Too bad I'm in New Windsor, fucking Illinois right now.
He's got 2 reap turkeys in his profile photo, I'm assuming.
In PA.
Just kidding. I don't know.
Best late season strategy without food plots in PA, by the way. None of us are from
We're not in PA, but
find natural browse.
Do you have a job? Yes, I work a normal job.
Yep.
I work nights, so I get to hunt during the day while you're at work sleeping or at work working. So have fun with that.
All right, this is a fun. Oh, is that Tony?
That's
the guy?
Tony.
Okay.
Hello, Tony.
How do y'all keep a good attitude with all the negative energy around you? I wonder if he means that for me and you.
Probably. I feed off of it, man.
It used to bother me initially, but not like it didn't keep me up at night. Bother me.
No.
But I used to just read it and be like, "Fuck that guy," you know.
Yeah.
I find humor in it now because I realize the listenership goes well beyond them guys, and they're kind of just that way all the time to everybody. So that's how I kind of view that now.
If someone's got like
Tony would actually be a great fucking podcast, I think.
I could get you in contact with them.
Holy fuck, if you and Tony came on together, the fucking TikTok stratosphere would just burn down.
Let's do it.
Galaxy.
I will text Tony tomorrow and be like, "Hey, let's do it."
If you do it with him.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Oh my god, TikTok would just fuck. Trump would have to delete it.
He's in Southern Illinois. Like,
oh, he lives in Illinois?
No, he doesn't live in Illinois, but he has farms in Illinois. He's here all the time. Like, he might be here as we were.
Trump would be like, "It's too much. Shut it down.
There's too many galaxies.
NATO doesn't approve." You know, they haven't been paying their fair share.
Sit down. You're gay.
Yeah, you're gay. What a fag.
Too many live hunts. Too many. Can't.
Yeah. No, Tony's good, dude. If you guys want him on, I can set that up.
I think
Get rid of it.
Oh, shit. I didn't expect
Where did that come from?
It's a terrible truck, man.
Why is his hair silver?
It's probably the paint.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
What a
China.
What a douche.
That scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Sit down, you're gay. You need a Shane Gillis on here.
Dude, Shane Gillis is a long lost member of WCB.
Yeah.
Scotty, look at me. I'm gonna take a couple pictures. It doesn't even look like
you gotta do
Trump.
the hands. You gotta do the hands. There you go.
Oh, hold on, that's pretty good.
Do the dance.
Yeah, do the dance.
Hold on. Give me one more of them.
YMCA.
Nobody knows.
We're going off the rails.
I love it. I love it. It's good. Okay.
I think we talked about this a little bit.
We're gonna
Did
save
Kurt
this.
spike his bow out of the stand after 200 after his 200-inch buck? Like no,
I didn't.
Wasn't
but
his bow to spike.
I appreciate you bringing it up. There it is.
Is that it?
There's the talks, baby. A lot of long episode. Lot of covered comments. Thank you for that.
572,000 views or likes.
That watch that or go to the 495. Look how dumb this video is. Oh, that's not the right video. What the hell? Bam, 500 views, 500,000 views.
That's
just
it?
Like that.
Do you get paid for that?
I didn't for that one. I wasn't in the program.
Doesn't have to be a minute long.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever it takes.
So then there's like the other one, like my buddy shooting the 190-inch deer. That one did pretty good.
This one right here.
Oh yeah, So that one, my buddy, that I said 186, but I measured it short. It actually ended up being like 191 or something like that.
Close enough. Call it 190.
Early muzzleloader season, Iowa 2022. First night of muzzleloader season. Well, you know Grant.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled the camera.
Filming for Tim Sylvia's Hit Squad Outdoors.
What the fuck is playing?
What?
Oh.
Sorry, it was mine.
Are you still filming for Tim?
No, I'm not anymore. I mean, I told Tim, like, if I have any footage that you need, like, let me know. I'll just give it to you. So, big mainframe, 8-point, double drop times went like 190.
Ooh.
And obviously, TikTok, you can't show, like, everything crazy.
Shoots both of them.
I told him, like, in the video, you said, like, he said, like, oh, I'm gonna shoot him right here, and I was like, wait, because the other buck was behind him and cleared, and I said, okay, I'm on him, and then bam,
Great mustache.
oh, phenomenal mustache, Grant, hillbilly.
Just freaking womb broom.
So I met Grant. We worked together, played baseball together in high school. We didn't know each other then, but we started working together, and he was like, yeah, I used to film for Drury Outdoors, and I was like, oh, really? And then it ended up being like he was filming for like Tim Sylvia, which was during when he was filming with Drury Outdoors. So, but yeah, the other 572,000 views. That's also a very dumb video. This is like what TikTok is. It's me dropping a water bottle out of a stand. Some dude is like, "Are you 3 foot off the ground?" I drop a water bottle and go, "Nope." Almost 600,000 views.
Fuck.
TikTok is dumb.
This world ain't fucking real. I'm telling you, there's nothing fucking real.
But then, like, you look at some of my last videos, like the one on the very right side of the screen, 98,000 views. That's me talking about. This is shortly after the incident the other day where the 2 locked up bucks were. Like, you get like 3,000, almost 4,000 likes. Like, that's pretty typical. Like, a lot of people don't like TikToks after they watch it, but that's a really good video for me right there. I think after I shot my longbow buck in November, like, I think that video is almost at like 300,000 now. So
how much money did you make from that?
My longbow video?
That one right there.
I don't know. It might be updated on TikTok right now. I could tell you.
You know what's funny? It's like 70 people bookmarked that for later.
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry.
Like, you're all right. You're fine. You're fine. What do we bookmark it? I see people bookmark some of our videos. Like, are you coming back to beat off to it? What are you doing?
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, honestly.
Why'd you save that?
It's not loading right now, but
I'm
based off of views, Kurt, if you back out right now, based off of views, I'm not on airplane. I'll probably make like,
it's all right, don't worry about
it. 95 bucks off that video.
That's pretty good.
I get paid like $1.20 per 1,000 qualified views. So qualified views is different than like total views. So they have to watch the video for at least 5 seconds, be in like a certain area of the country, stuff like that. So
gotcha. Okay.
Dude, I'm gonna download TikTok and just put a bunch of stupid shit on it.
So like, I'm like,
you'd probably kill it on TikTok.
Just fucking fart videos.
Yeah, like
just reverb fart videos.
Like people get very upset at me on TikTok. Like a couple weeks ago, I posted a video about a deer that I was hunting. I ended up jumping him out of the same bed like twice or 2 or 3 times. And I posted a video of me like bitching and whining about me jumping this deer, and it got like 50,000 views. And people were like, why are you bitching and whining on the internet? I was like, because I made $50 off of it. Why do you,
worth the bitch?
Why do you care? Like, you don't like it, keep scrolling, brother.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. You're an adult.
Do you gotta claim that on taxes?
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's stupid.
So, but since it's Whitetail Hustler, it's underneath my LLC.
Hey, you just put your tax info in and it does it. But
well, I'm sole proprietor, so it's like it's still underneath like my personal tax return, whatever. Yeah.
Interesting shit. It's a wild west out there.
We didn't even get to elk.
The world ain't real.
I know we didn't. The world is not real.
No.
Yeah, did you
What are we at?
2 elk. We're pushing 3 hours.
Oof.
No shit.
Pushing 3, yeah. Yeah. We got elk. This means you gotta come back in with Tony. And
all right, let's do it. We can talk about elk and we can do Tony podcast at the same time.
Okay. I think it'd be fun. I think he'd be fun.
I think you guys would enjoy Tony. I think he's very misunderstood.
Yeah, I mean, we'll hear him out.
So, with my Whitetail
platform.
Hustler stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, I want you to think of a company that has something in common with Whitetail Hustler. Like
Hustler magazine.
Bam. So I filed for my trademark, right? And
decline.
No. It went through the approval process. It got posted in the Gazette, whatever, and then it gets posted in the Gazette, and there's like an opposition period where somebody can oppose your trademark application. Turns out Hustler magazine has a problem with me using Whitetail Hustler as a trademark. So we're in like
taking their business.
I guess legal disputes over this trademark opposition right now. So Tony's been helping me out with that, so that's pretty cool. But
that is cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Tony, full honesty, because I'm not.
I think that's probably good.
But here's the thing: have we ever coming in here like you've had 2 experiences?
Mm-hmm.
Have we ever been like, don't say this?
No.
Have we ever briefed you on like what you can and can't say?
Absolutely not.
Actually, what do we tell you before we record?
Nothing.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Say whatever the fuck you want. Have a good time. We
can't
sit down. There's drinks on the table. You just have a good time.
I think a lot of people that hate that like a podcast might go a direction. I think people think that maybe like sometimes we brief people on like say this.
Absolutely
say this.
not.
That's
like
never happened.
So the first time, like I've been hanging around you guys for a couple years, right? Like I've been at the booth.
Yeah.
At the classic and stuff, like been to the shoot, like. But when I first came in here, you guys like really didn't know me.
No, not really.
At the beginning.
No, not really.
But I think that's changed over since then for like a year and a half. Like I've been back here, like you guys know like a little bit more about me, and I think our relationship has gotten a little bit better and
for
stuff.
sure.
So
yeah.
like
yeah,
like you guys are straight to the point. Like talk about whatever you want to talk about and be real. Like that's what you guys are. You guys are real.
Thank you, man.
Like.
Well, that's key, right? Because I think if you weren't, people just see through it.
Oh yeah,
I think
for
that's a big problem with a lot of the internet.
You can only fake it for so long, right?
Well, right. Your
Like,
time runs out.
It would get old, and you'd be like, oh,
well, how many hours of record do we have to put out of us freely talking to like really prove that we're just who we are?
Yeah.
Because if we weren't, it would like you want to talk about exposing yourself. We would be the absolute number one example of that in the hunting industry, because I guarantee it, we have more hours of ourselves talking shit on record than any other brand in the industry.
Do you know that stat? Do you know how many hours you recorded?
Fuck, we could probably figure it out.
Lee.
It takes some math.
Jordan, that's your homework for the
I
week.
don't know that one.
That's Lee's job. He's the number guy.
I'm the antler number guy.
The first few years, I used to do the math. And so I would put out stats at the end of the year. Like, we did this many hours of recording and all this.
Spotify probably has.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I've been around. I've been listening for long enough that I can remember the intro changing, adding voices to the intro throughout the year. So
from having Yellow Wolf.
Yellow Wolf.
We sampled the end of Till It's Gone, just the last like 6 seconds of that sample. We had the on the end. And we're still a big Yellow Wolf. Actually, what's funny, we're leaving ATA show early this year to get to a Yellow Wolf show, which has already happened by the time this airs. But yeah, legitimately, like, and I bought 2 tickets. Are you going to be my date?
Yeah.
Okay. I know we talked about the other night. I just want to make sure you remember.
Yeah.
Just make sure you'll be my date.
I remember.
What shows you guys doing? ATA, Iowa Deer Classic, Illinois.
We're doing ATA. 90% sure we're going to be at NWTF. Iowa, Ohio, Illinois, and we are going to do Wisconsin.
Cool. Whitetail Social too.
A Whitetail Social, January 25th, which is in like a week from when this airs. Come see us. We'll party. Cody Christian's playing. We got some live podcast stuff we're going to experiment with, I think. And then we're doing Illinois Deer and Beer Fest again. It'll be right around the last weekend of August. And we will probably be not 100%. We're probably going to do Jurassic in Ohio this year.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have a booth at the Iowa Deer Classic this year too. So
bitchin'.
I think they're changing things up a little bit this year for the Iowa Deer. So where the deer hall used to be, where all the deer came in that people had scored,
yep,
that's going to be booths now.
Oh, upstairs?
Upstairs.
Okay, so where are the deer going to be?
Where they were scoring last year, that they're in the seminars, they're opening that up. That's where the scoring and the deer heads are going to go. I don't know what they're doing with the seminars, but where the shed table where it's always been, it's still there. And me and my buddy are having a booth right at the end of the shed table. So
cool.
Come check us out if you're going to be there.
That's a busy spot.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, first year we're going to be doing there, so hopefully we do pretty good. So.
That was fun.
You gotta have some hats?
We'll have hats. I'll have merch there. My buddy that's coming with me that does a booth, he has a arrow company, Nimrod Archery.
He's going to be at the show?
He'll be at the show. He's not going to sell any arrows, but he's going to have some demo stuff there. He's going through kind of growing pains right now, so he's trying to figure out website, get a little bit more streamlined and stuff to help out stuff. So
cool.
But yeah, come check us out.
I think we're going to be in the mood to go get some beers this year at the Iowa Deer Classic.
You got to, man. Like at least one night, right?
Your boy, I might be on a different mode this trade show season.
I think I'm gonna stay for a year.
Yeah, no, you can be my date. I think your boy.
You've never stayed for multiple days at the Iowa Deer Classic?
No, never.
Dude,
there.
it's a blast.
Come up. Hey, I got a spot. Come up Friday night.
Usually, every time I stay at a trade show, I sleep on a floor of somebody's room.
Cot, dude.
The floor is just as good.
Okay, well, you're bitching about the floor. Bring a cot.
I'm not bitching about it. I just say stay on the floor.
You want to split a room for Saturday night?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
All I'm saying is I'm just trying to have a good time this trade show season.
I do it.
I think all you guys should be with me.
I'd get it now.
I know. I haven't bought mine yet. I was just going to sleep in the donk.
I'd get it now. It's going to be because state basketball.
I think they're pretty much gone already.
The rooms, if you haven't booked they're gone.
Yeah. Either they're gone or they're expensive. So
you can stay in the donk.
Or you can stay in Altoona. That's always an option.
I have room availability for the first few nights. We're all bunking together. Thursday, we set up Thursdays, so at Iowa especially. So, but yeah, we'll be out on the town.
Cool.
Downtown Des Moines.
Well, I'm sure we'll all end up at the same spot we always do. So
yeah, but I think I want to explore the space.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see the space. I'm trying to get shot in downtown Des Moines.
Okay. I had a buddy fall from a rail. So you remember when? I
was kidding for the record.
What's the 3-story bar?
He get Morgan Walland.
Oh, Beer Can Alley.
Beer Can Alley. I had a buddy. So when it was 3 stories, I had a buddy fall from the third story down to the bottom.
That's why it's not 3 stories
Did he live?
anymore.
Yep, he lived.
How the fuck did he live? Did he fall through the stairs going up or on the outside?
He was outside of Beer Can Alley on the 3rd floor. Was going to go slide down the railing. Failed sliding down the railing. Went back up. The bouncer just kept going. Really? Went for a second time. Backward.
I bet that motherfucker got fired.
He lived. He's good. To this day, he's good.
Did he go to the hospital and shit?
Oh yeah, he was in there for.
He just got a glitch.
He was pretty screwed up. Love you, Brendan. But he was pretty screwed up for a while. But now he's fine.
Glad you're alive, dude.
Yeah,
a normal job. Is that what you said?
In 2018, I remember first time I was ever at your guys' booth at Iowa Deer Classic. He was gone, and he was up there like giving you guys shit, giving Steve shit. 2018. I don't know. You probably don't remember that, but
no, I don't.
It's so easy to give Steve shit.
Oh yeah, I was probably like, yeah, just keep making fun of that dude. It'll be fun, man. I think all the show season is going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I basically have everything booked for all of it except for the Wisconsin show. I haven't decided how we're going to stay and what we're going to do, but
floors.
I don't have a place. I don't have a floor yet.
The booth.
Yeah, sleep in the booth. Get in there, crawl in there deep. We got to sleep. We'll figure it all out, but it'll be a good time. Dude, let's figure out another one. This was fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good
Get Tony
refreshing.
in here. It'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Probably bring a lot of attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you want to close out with? Any shout outs? Anything like that?
Check me out on Instagram, Zach Jacoby Hunt, Whitetail Hustler, and Iowa Whitetail Guy 2 on TikTok. If you want some merch, hat stuff, I got very limited stuff, but there's some more stuff on order. whitetailhustler.com.
We'll start making your hats.
Hey, we can talk. Yeah,
you know of a giant typical that got killed.
If you know of a giant typical that got killed, let me know.
Somewhere between California and Maine.
Yeah. Hope
Closer to Maine.
everybody had a successful deer season, and thanks for having me back, guys.
Yeah, it was fun, dude. It was real fun. Lee, what do you got?
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't hit too hard on you with the TikTok shit.
We were nice.
Yeah.
Kurt, last time Kurt told me, you know, Zach, I think you could do better. I think you could be bigger.
You were better. You did. You have done better.
And I have done better. I took it to heart. I did tell you. I said something's coming, and that was Whitetail Hustler, and we made it happen. So huge.
Last time I told you that your content made you want to get run over by a truck.
Yes,
it still does.
No, I don't feel that way now.
Okay.
I feel like I understand you a little more now, and I feel like you've got better. I think you've been more a representative of like how good a hunter you are, and not so much of like
arguing with people.
Yeah,
I tried to focus a little bit more on like meaningful content. Rather than like responding to hateful comments. Like, yes, I still respond to the hateful comments, but not all of them.
But we've done that too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like you got to sometimes sometimes you got to have fun. If you're getting bored, like there'll be stretches of times where I go like 4 or 5 days without posting, and then someone makes a shitty comment. I'm like, oh, I'm going to like this motherfucker.
Well, people eat it up too. I get it.
Oh, for sure.
I get it. I totally get it.
For sure.
But no, I think you've leveled up big time. And I think, I guess the point the way I should have said it in the first episode was like, you're a good hunter and show you're a good hunter.
Yeah.
Instead of like stooping down to like douchebag levels with these dudes that like obviously are douchebags that just are trying to bait you into like also looking like a douche with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously you know what you're doing now. It's like it. So
I appreciate it.
It's also sorry, but I feel like
you guys made me realize like I need to kind of focus a little bit more on me and stuff, and it's helped me grow. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I feel like I can tell a difference personally.
I mean, you guys gave me a break the first time, getting me in here the first time, and now I feel like I'm super honored to come back for a second time. So
we'll do more.
I appreciate that.
We'll do more for sure.
It's awesome. I love it. I love it coming out here. I'll come out here whenever you guys want me to.
Well, dude, I should thank you. Like, you've supported WCB for a long time, and you brought your own bottle of Kill Bottle whiskey, which that really does prove a lot, Zach. Yeah. It really does. And
but if you got a Sharpie, you're the only one of the original 3. I guess Steve 4, but everyone can sign it. I want you guys to sign it. I want this to be a yearly bottle that I look at and be like, remember this day. And
cool, we'll do it, dude.
Yeah, sign it up for me, and hell, maybe I won't even touch it. In like 20 years from now, they're gonna be like, my kids are gonna be like, "What's this?" And I'll be like, $6.96. Working Class Bow Hunter Podcast.
That's right.
Scotty's in prison.
Scotty's in prison.
Kill the guy.
I finally caved.
So when you sneeze now, do you snort wheeze? Just like
that would be amazing.
If you just trained yourself.
I actually don't do it at all anymore.
You don't even sneeze.
Yeah.
Scarred.
Yeah.
Scarred. He just snort wheezing.
I just yells.
I just blind grunt.
He just yells.
Blind grunt and dude.
And
stop deer.
I did do that the other day on my birthday. I missed a doe doing it.
I so badly on film want to go
just
stop a deer.
It's too much.
I don't care.
No, okay.
I like
Unhinged.
We're leaving it.
Yeah, those guys are
I would love to
unhinged.
do that.
Well, good to see you, Scotty.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming in, Scotty.
Good to see me too.
I was appreciative of you letting me shoot with you guys at the shoot, and then you coming in. This was like, I was hoping you were going to be here.
Yeah, man.
Who needs Doug and Eric anyway?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
It's the longest episode we've done in a little bit.
This is a great episode.
Well, I appreciate
I really
letting me go
enjoyed
this
this one.
long. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
This was a fun one.
You think you're better than everybody, don't you?
Yeah, drinking water out of a fucking milk jug.
Just saying.
Did you drink that whole thing today?
No, this is like a week.
Would you go? Oh my God.
It's all green on the top. It's all stagnant.
Just backwash and smell.
This EHD.
I didn't
floating around
say-
in it.
3 days worth of cases pizza.
I didn't
backwash in
say
that.
anything.
I don't know. You just kind of putting up this like prestigious attitude. I don't like it.
Me?
He kind of always does. If you see him sit there, he just always is.
Dude, the other day he
I have
said
good posture.
Dude, the other day you said that your bosses are alcoholics.
All right.
Not denying it.
Do you mean that?
No, I don't mean it. How many times I gotta tell you?
Your dad and Kurt. Calling your dad an alcoholic?
It really bothered me.
That thing lives with us.
That thing lives with us on Earth. And that thing came in here. I just really feel like you maybe like go home and like, yeah, man, I work for a bunch of booze heads.
Yeah, I do whatever. I just edit videos. I'm just there.
Yeah, I'm just there. I hate my life, and I'm just.
I like my life and my little stink hole. I like it in there.
Yeah, we call Jordan's office the stink hole now.
Shouldn't have done that because I go in there every once in a while and fart.
It's a fart room.
Yeah.
Oh,
time to go.
Yeah,
camera shut off. Jordan's like, I can't fix it. Time to shut her down, Kurt. All right. Thanks, everybody. You know what to do. Go shoot your bow. We love you. Peace.